football on Prime Sports Northwest is...
Former Husky assistant Gary Pinkel returns to Seattle as the Toledo Rockets blast into Husky Stadium. The Rockets feature a Mark Brunell-type quarterback in junior Kevin Meagher. One of Meagher's favorite targets is tight end Vince Morrow, who leads the team with 13 catches. Pinkel's multiple offense is hoping to spring running back Corey Ivy, who's doubtful today, but averages 5 yards per carry. And the Rocket defense is led by end Dan Williams, who has 38 tackles and 3 sacks. And all Mid-American outside linebacker Matt Eberflus has 40 tackles. The Huskies are coming off of a 54-0 whitewashing of the Arizona Wildcats. Starting quarterback Billy Joe Hobart left the game early in the third quarter with a pinched nerve. And his backup, Mark Brunell, came in to direct 3 scoring drives, including 2 electrifying touchdown passes to Mario Bailey. The always dangerous Bean O'Brien will be looking to explode through the Rockets. And freshman sensation Napoleon Kaufman will try to send the home crowd into orbit. It's the understudy meeting his mentor. The teacher taking on his student as the Toledo Rockets try to detonate the Washington Huskies next on Prime Sports Northwest. Number 5 for the Washington Huskies, their 3rd straight home game for this 3rd-ranked team in the nation. The University of Washington taking on the Toledo Rockets, led by former Husky offensive coordinator Gary Pinkel. Hello again, everybody. Don Poyer along with Chuck Nelson. Good to have you with us here on Prime Sports Northwest. Well, I don't think it's any secret who's going to be the favorite in this contest, but let's talk about it because there are some interesting ties. Gary Pinkel, notably the head coach now after spending 12 years under Don James.
As you said, 12 years, started off as a graduate assistant, graduated to wide receiver coach, quarterback coach, tight end coach, the offensive coordinator for Don. The last 4 or 5 years has taken the opportunity to go back to his roots in Ohio to take the leadership role with the Toledo Rockets.
And he's got some pretty good talent there in the Mid-American Conference. First of all, his quarterback is really quite good. He's kind of like a Mark Brunell, very mobile.
He's the kind of guy that just likes to win games. He's not a real great throwing quarterback, but he does complete 54% of his passes. The Toledo Rockets are 15-4-1 with Kevin Meagher as their starting quarterback, so he'll find a way to get it done, as you said, much like Mark Brunell.
Defensively, this is a stud, put quite simply. Dan Williams, a defensive end.
A guy that can play at almost any level. 6'4", 263 pounds, 4.78 seconds in the 40-yard dash. Here you see him absolutely stuffing a play. You know, he tips passes, causes fumbles, recovers fumbles. He's just a big, strong guy that can run.
Yeah, he's their Steve Empman, you might say, as far as the Huskies and Toledo are concerned. As far as the Huskies, we haven't talked about their 2 tackles, Lincoln Kennedy and Soup Malamala. They've been super this year.
Well, it's hard to miss him. You're talking about 650 pounds of offensive linemen between these 2 guys. 2 guys that in leadership roles. You see number 75 Lincoln Kennedy on the left side of your screen with a 2-point takedown against Arizona to spring Bean O'Brien. You cannot rush the ball as effectively as the University of Washington does, both inside and outside, without 2 offensive tackles.
And of course, Tommy Smith promoted to a starter at Rover last week and has played well.
Starting at free safety, undoubtedly one of the best athletes that Washington has ever recruited, a great running back in college. They had to find a place for him to play. With the outstanding play of Shane Palcoa at the free safety position, they moved him over to strong safety, and Don James is very happy with the progress that he's been making there.
And what depth you have then with Paxton Tulele, who can come off the bench. We know how he can hit. We saw that in Stanford. Let's take a look at the keys of the game now, and there are some interesting points.
Well, undoubtedly, Washington is going to be very, very highly favored. 52 points in some aspects. They've got to go out and show people that that's justified. Offensively, show a killer instinct, get it over with early. Toledo's defense versus that Husky offense, in order for them to stay anywhere near the Huskies, they've got to make some big plays. Turnovers is what those big plays are. You talk about Toledo, when they have the ball, Washington will score a lot of points on a short field, on 15, 20, 25-yard drives, so that Toledo offense has got to control the ball and not turn it over and make Washington at least take some clock and run and go 60 or 70 yards. As far as that Husky defense is concerned, they're the best in the country. They've got to use today as a chance to improve, not just bypass the day and say, okay, we'll take on Cal next week, but try to get better today somehow.
Yeah, I think that's the bottom line to this entire game. If Washington is continue to improve because of that big game next week with California and Berkeley. And for Toledo, it's don't get and don't suffer too many injuries, because they've got big games coming up in their conference play next week.
Well,
so
one of the best teams in the conference, in the MAC conference, obviously last year, and they want to come out here, show people that they can compete. Maybe they can't win, but they can compete and play hard against a highly ranked opponent.
All right, another beautiful day here at Husky Stadium. We'll have the kickoff between the Rockets and the Dogs in just a minute. Husky football on Prime Sports Northwest is brought to you by Rainier Beer. Around here, it's Rainier.
From Nike and its proud partner, Olympic Sports. When you buy the Nike Air Force Low with its visible air sole unit, you will get a free pair of power elbows. Look, it's Sean Kemp, elbow master par excellence. Sean, over here, baby, I'm open. Good one, pal. Oh. Hey, wait, I'm not finished yet. Don't end it now. Come on. Hey, Sean, coming at you, baby. Now I'm finished.
The Ford Taurus has always been a great-looking car. But for 1992, Ford has made it even more attractive, from one end to the other. You can still get all the options you want on this spacious new Taurus, even though it's been redesigned from one side to the other, inside and out. And you can get the Taurus at a great price, even though it looks more elegant from top to bottom. Go to your Northwest Ford dealer today and take a look at the new Taurus for yourself.
Welcome back to the third home game of the year for the Washington Huskies, ranked number 3 this week. They remain there. Of course, a couple of important games this week with Miami playing along with Penn State, and then Florida State with a game today, so who knows what could happen. As far as the series, it's the first time these two teams have met. Don James, though, a few games while he was at Kent State, is 3-1 against Toledo. And Washington, as you see, a couple of games in '84 and '86 against Miami of Ohio and then Bowling Green. And that's been it as far as going against the Mid-American Conference.
A lot of Ohio ties in this ball game. But Don James and a lot of his staff from that same conference, and Gary Pinkel, of course, returning back to his roots in the coaching profession, playing profession, back to the Mid-America.
Don, a native as well. Toledo, as you see, just 2 other games against the Pac-10, losing both. First to Arizona in '85, then losing big down in Tempe against Arizona State in 1979. The Huskies, it's been a great year, needless to say. They're 4-0, first time since 1984, and that was the year they went down to Miami and surprised the Sooners, wagon and all, that year, as they won at 28-17. Gary Pinkel, he spent 12 years under the tutelage of Don James, also played for Don at Kent State, and now in his first year at 2-1-1 with a big win against Ohio University last week, 17-13. The man who taught him for 12 years, at least as a coach, was Don James. And of course, he's in his 17th year, and this by far his best team ever at this point anyway. Well, how do they feel about going into this game together?
Well, it's exciting. I was just as pleased as I could be that every one of my coaches that have gotten jobs, that they did get the opportunity to be head coaches, and it's really exciting and fun to follow them. That's the first chance we get to play one.
Well, it's kind of a strange feeling because you for living there for 12 years, you had so many friendships and there's so many great people that you knew and you were part of, and part of a great university. But it'll be a real awkward feeling being on the other side of the sidelines.
Awkward indeed. We almost wanted to tell Gary, be sure to turn right when you come out of the tunnel to the visitors bench instead of the left side or the far side of the field.
Been here as long as Gary was. You get into that routine, you come out, you're not thinking, you in the same direction. He made it, though. He did go the right direction.
Gary and the Rockets won the toss. They have chosen to defer, so the Huskies will receive, and it will be Rusty Henna kicking off, a junior out of Sylvania, Ohio, who's had a good year. 6 for 6 in PATs, 7 out of 10 in field goals. And as long as being 42 yards, we'll see more of him today. And as you see, they try a few tricky things. The Huskies were ready for it. They will try all sorts of.
Certainly don't have a whole lot to lose here today. Not expected to be even competitive. They're gonna work their way through it, though.
It'll be fun, and it'll be an up man, one of the linemen, and he better just land on it. And down he goes right at the 31-yard line. Is number 52, Jim Neville, starting guard. Quarterback, of course, Billy Joe Hobert, and then Bean O'Brien getting the start for the second straight week, and the rest of the backfield and receivers, and the people up front along with senior Ed Cunningham at center. Big line going against a not necessarily big defensive front at about 250 pounds. That's the average for the defensive line for Toledo. Billy Joe's got the collar in again, too, Chuck.
Got that stinger last week against Arizona. Affected him in the second half. Well, one question mark today is how will he perform with that neck roll on?
First to 10, he wants to throw, and there is pressure, and an interception by Toledo at the 40. Gets down inside to the 37-yard line. Tony Borgerding, number 37, the senior, right outside linebacker. The ball was tipped, and he picks off his first interception of the year for Tony Borgerding.
Certainly not the collar that has the effect there, but rather the rush from those Toledo Rockets. Borgerding in the right place at the right time. We talked about those Toledo defense having to make big plays. Here you see it. Chris Rongen gets a shot on Chris Boykin, but can't hold him out of there. And Billy Joe is hit as he throws.
So it'll be first and 10 on the 37 of Washington. They go to the flat immediately, going to number 4. That is Marcus Goodwin. As we see the starting lineups, Kevin Mager, a mobile quarterback, something like Mark Brunell. The people in the backfield, Steve Cowan starting ahead of Corey Ivy, their leading rusher because of the injury. Big Penn, he is the center, a leader of this offensive line that averages 275 pounds per. Gain of 2 yards. It is second down and 8 from the 35 of Washington following the tip pass and interception by Toledo. They go to the up man, getting down to about the 32-yard line. As we see the defensive line, Steve Empman, defensive player of the week in the Pac-10 last week for his play against Arizona, and Dave Hoffman leads a terrific linebacker crew. And Walter Bailey, one of the leading interceptors on this team, with Dana Hall at the other corner. 13:44 remaining here in the first quarter, just underway. Had a couple of plays on the part of Toledo. It's now third down and 5 after the interception. 2 wide receivers, 1 to each side. They go with the rollout to Mager. Here comes the pressure. Donald Jones can't get him, but 2 other people do. As Andy Mason, Dave Hoffman, and Donald Jones.
Third and 5, not a situation you want to be in against this Husky defense. They'll come on first down, boy. If it's third and 5, you know they're coming, and coming hard.
Here it comes.
They leave a lot of people in to protect Mager. It's still not enough. Donald Jones from the backside. Empman is there, and Andy Mason for the sack.
Back to punt, Brian Borders, averaging just over 37. And the fair catch called by Bean O'Brien on his own 14-yard line. So the Huskies able to dodge a bullet following that tip pass and interception by Toledo. So the Huskies will have it again, first and 10 on their own 15-yard line, where they put it with 12:53 remaining here in the first quarter.
One of the fears of that Husky sideline is coming into a game like this where you're favored by as many as 52 points. Is, are our guys ready to play? The offense comes out, turns it over right away. The defense makes some big plays and shows that they're ready. Now it's Hobart's time to show that the offense is as ready as the defense.
Well, I don't know. Now is Billy Joe having to direct traffic and get Mario Bailey on the left side. Bean O'Brien, we got a flag down. Bino springs it loose. He could go all the way. He's got the speed. Let's see if number 24, Darren Anderson, gets him out of bounds at the 29-yard line. But hold it, folks. We've got a handkerchief down back on the Husky 20.
Activity at the line of scrimmage before the snap of the ball. It looked like Toledo jumped offside, so the guess is
offside. Defense removed. First down.
Indeed it is. The gain will stand.
A gain of 56 yards, Chuck, and Bean O'Brien is off and running.
Off and running. Indeed, you can see a fairly well blocked play. Rongen pulls. One missed tackle there by the Toledo defense. can't miss tackles against somebody like Bean O'Brien. And Darren Andrews chases him down.
Good speed by Darren, too.
Darren Anderson, excuse me.
He had the angle. That wasn't chopped liver. He ran down.
One of the fastest guys around in Bean O'Brien.
So the Huskies taking advantage of some over pursuit by the Rockets with 12:41 remaining here in the first quarter. First big play by Washington as Curtis Gaspard comes out to the bottom of the screen as you see Billy Joe lining up at quarterback. Bailey to the top of the screen. Jay Berry trying to go outside against Dan Williams. Nothing doing. And that is one fine athlete, number 65, Dan Williams, the junior out of Ypsilanti, Michigan, who came in this game with 9 tackles for loss as Jay Berry tried to get around the corner.
Bean O'Brien starting in place of Jay Berry, who started the first couple of games, but you know that they're both going to get their time. That time Dan Williams, we featured him in our opening, is a guy that can get across the line of scrimmage and make some plays. Does so there for a loss of 1.
And referee is looking at the ball or trying to get a correct marking. Scoreboard shows 2nd down and 11 after the fine play by Williams. So the ball's on the 30-yard line. 2nd and 11. Gaspard wide to the right. They're going to go to the tailback, Bryant, trying to find some seam somewhere, and had about 3 white jerseys fall on the ground behind him, but he couldn't get much. Maybe 1.
Toledo doing a very good job at the point of attack. The long run for Bryant on that first down play earlier was the result of a cutback against that aggressive pursuing defense of Toledo. That time, Bryant not able to cut back.
Well, and if
Toledo had it stuffed up once again at the point.
3rd down and 9. They gave him 2. Bailey to the near side this time with Gaspard on the top of your screen. Wanting to go deep. Hobart. Bailey wide open. 1st and 10. It'll be touchdown Washington. Got away from the safety, Al Baker. A 28-yard touchdown pass as the Huskies break the ice.
The ice is indeed broken. Most people feeling that ice coming in is probably not very thick. Only 168 pounds of Mario Bailey taken to break that ice. Touchdown pass from Hobart to Bailey. Billy Joe on a roll again. Mario Bailey.
Jason Crabb will attempt the extra point, and it is good as Travis Hansen still suffering from those back problems. And we'll take another look at that play in just a moment. We're in the first quarter. Huskies 7-zip, 11:22 remaining first quarter.
It's the biggest thing to hit the Northwest in a long time. Introducing the new specially priced Rainier Light 20-pack. Just think of it. Cool, crisp, mountain fresh Rainier Light beer in a new and somewhat larger size.
Milgard windows are energy efficient, designed and built to last a lifetime. Milgard windows in vinyl, aluminum, and wood designs redefine a mastery of craftsmanship the people of the Northwest have appreciated for more than 30 years. And of course, Milgard windows enhance the beauty and enjoyment of your home. Milgard windows, guaranteed for life.
Here's the touchdown play, 28-yarder to Mario Bailey.
Outstanding protection by that offensive line. Mario Bailey, one of the best at making people miss once he catches the ball. 18 consecutive games he's caught a pass, and that's his 6th touchdown of this year. This time nobody in the face of Billy Joe Hobart, just shooting ducks, or shooting rockets down, as it were. Mario Bailey with that spin move. You know, he lies awake at night thinking up moves to make after he catches the ball, because he is undoubtedly one of the best in the country at making people look silly.
As a matter of fact, as you see all these receptions and touchdowns, he is 7th in the country in catches and yards as a wide receiver. Mario Bailey having an incredible year. Likewise for Orlando McKay until he got that hip pointer, and he's doubtful. It's kind of a day-by-day thing with him. Crabb with the kickoff. Very high kick. And they pick it up on the 3. Marcus Goodwin is met at the 14-yard line by a host of Huskies. Tommy Smith, number 15, one of them, along with Lewis Jones on the return of 12 yards by Goodwin. So Kevin Mager, the junior out of Glenford, Ohio, at 6'1", 180, comes out to run the offense for the Rockets.
We talked about the Huskies and how they need a game like this to try and get better. Toledo can look at this game in the same fashion. Yeah, we might not be able to beat these guys, but let's go out and compete and try to come out of this game a better football team than we were coming in. You can see here, Mager, Cowan, and Merrill, the big play guys on that Toledo offense.
1st and 10 from the 15 as Goodwin goes in motion. The offense might look real familiar to you as Goodwin brings in the pass, good for about 8 yards, up to the 24, 23-yard line. Short of the first down, they need to get to the 25 and a half. 11:01 remaining here in the first quarter.
Gary Pinkel, as we mentioned, the offensive coordinator at Washington for the last 7 years, did take that offense to Toledo. He's trying to run the same one he has here, but he says we don't quite have the same people.
Right.
We can't quite get it done in the same fashion. So as he recruits his own guys, offense might get more and more familiar.
Good first down play, though. 2nd down and 2. They go with the front man, and nothing there as Dave Hoffman is there. Looked like Tommy Smith might have gotten in there early, too. And it was Tommy coming up from his rover position.
Tommy very glad to be moved.
The ball carrier, by the way, Tim Williams, number 9. We don't see the regular starters in there as David Andrews at fullback and Steve Cowan.
Tommy Smith anxious to be that strong safety. He says it's a lot more contact at strong safety than there was at free safety. One of those guys that doesn't mind running into people.
Plus he has a lot of assignments to make sure they're carried out for other people. 3rd down and 2. No gain on the play. We got motion on the tight end, Vince Merrill. He was going head-to-head with Tommy Smith, the man we were just talking about.
3rd and 2, a lot more in the Rockets' favor than 3rd and 7 will be. We saw the 3rd and 5 sack by Donald Jones, Andy Mason, Steve Entman before. 3rd and 2, you've got a lot more options as an offense.
Bill Richardson, the referee today. Steve Wilson, the head linesman. So it'll be 3rd down and 7, as Chuck said, with 9:57 to go here in the first quarter. Husky defense coming in 3rd in the nation overall. 1st rushing defense. 3rd and 7. Wide receivers to each side. Mager wants to swing it out. Donald Jones waiting for Mr. Cowan, number 33, and Jones with another TFL. Tackle for loss.
His 11th of the year. A guy that can get behind the line of scrimmage and make a play. The offense looks familiar to the fans. It sure looks familiar to that Husky defense.
Yeah.
They've seen it in practice for 7 years. They know how to read those keys.
Borders back to punt on his own goal line. Bryant waiting on his own 48. Chance to run one back here. Good pressure. He tried to punt it away from it. Didn't happen, though. Here comes Bino. And the initial front wave is able to haul him down. Good play by number 93, Mark Brewster, a reserve outside linebacker. Bino with a 4-yard return after the 34-yard punt. But good field position again for the Huskies as Billy Joe will come out and see it 1st and 10 from the 44 of Toledo. Billy running out on the field a little more crisply now after that first interception. He's ready to go to work.
It's a lot more fun to go back out there and play when you know you can do something good.
Bryant now averaging over 6 yards per carry. Bailey, look at that reception average. And Billy's passing, well, speaks for itself. 1st and 10 as they go to Bryant. Nice job of staying home, that front line of Toledo.
Been very impressed thus far with that defensive line of Toledo. They have played the run very well. The one long play by Bino Bryant, the result of a great play by Bino.
Again, it was
Terry Jackson, Mark Rhea, and Dan Williams playing the run extremely effectively.
Tony Borgerding that time on the tackle, the outside linebacker, with help from that front line. So no gain, 2nd and 10. Over to quarterback with a pinched nerve. Throws hard. Bailey with another one, and he's wide open as a foot race. Gets down to the 10-yard line. 1st and goal for the Huskies as they're picking that secondary apart.
Mario Bailey's forte last year. Remember the third down receptions. Now he's turned into the big play guy for Washington, averaging almost 17 yards a catch this year. Had a couple of big ones here. Once again, nobody near Billy Joe Hobart.
And that was a frozen rope on that delivery by Hobart, too.
No doubt he can throw it hard when he gets the time to do so. Jason Kelly finally with the tackle.
First down from the 10-yard line. The rollout to Hobart. Looks for someone. Tight end not there. Mario Bailey. No! Incomplete.
Billy Joe Hobart's pass intended for
Incomplete.
Mario Bailey in the end zone.
Mario Bailey missing a tremendous opportunity for his second touchdown. Only 7 minutes into the ball game. You see, he's open. The ball is delivered right where it needs to be, and indeed, it is not a catch. Good call by the officials.
Very good calls. Pretty good acting by Mr. Bailey, too.
Well, he gave it a shot. Go, and all you can do is ask. Mario asking more out of embarrassment than the hope that it would be given to him.
Second down from the 10. Bino going left on the sweep, cutting back down to the 4-yard line. Well, if there's any coach in America who has a great idea of what Don James will do today, it has to be Gary Pinkel, the head coach for Toledo. He spent 12 years devising offensive attacks for James. And, of course, Don knows that Gary knows that.
I know he knows, so I'm going to change what I do.
This has the flavor of a spring game where you have, in most cases, offensive coordinator against defensive coordinator.
The uniforms are similar enough that it looks like you got the purples against the whites.
Third down from the 4. Hobart wanting to throw. Swingman. Bailey, can he stay in bounds? Fights away from Baker again. That's the man he beat for the first touchdown. We've got a flag down in the end zone. And let's see what that's all about.
The flag will most likely be a personal foul on Mario Bailey, pointing at that Toledo defense as he crossed the goal line.
Well, I don't know. Matt Jones is saying personal foul on Toledo. Let's see. Al Baker's had enough of Mario Bailey.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on Washington. Touchdown will count. The foul is after the touchdown, but Mario Bailey will get a talking to by Don James. You can see right there. Why do you do that, Mario?
Well, let's see what he did.
Nice play by Hobart, coming off, throwing it completely flat-footed and delivering it on target to Mario Bailey. Watch the left hand come out here. Mario Bailey, no need for that at any level, no matter who you're playing. Putting your hand out to...
Well, I don't know. What was he saying?
Make the other guys look bad. He just...
Ball unsportsmanlike conduct foul against Washington. The foul will be enforced 15 yards on the kickoff.
All right. Referee Bill Richardson saying enough is enough. I thought maybe he's waving off saying, guys, I'm going to score. Just don't clobber me. I didn't think he was taunting the defense necessarily.
This is college football after all.
And the kick by Crabb is good, and the Huskies come up with a 14-0 lead with 7:08 remaining here in the first quarter on a beautiful October day.
From Nike and its proud partner, Olympic Sports. This is the Nike Air Cross Trainer Low, the all-around cross-training shoe. Hey, Jerry, you get it? All-around shoe. I'm joking here with Jerry Rice, famous football star. Shoe for shoe, mile for mile, lap for ladies. Hey, Jerry! Did you see those hoops? Remember who brought you this experience?
When it comes to John Deere lawnmowers and tractors, Sumner Tractor has offered the best in selection, service, and parts for over 30 years. Sumner Tractor is proud to announce the opening of their new store, I-90 Lawn and Tractor, just 5 miles east of Issaquah. Both stores offer a great selection of John Deere lawn products and an experienced staff to help you. Right now, all John Deere lawn equipment is on sale, and 10% down buys you anything in the store. I-90 Lawn and Tractor and Sumner Tractor, the tractor people. Shop us last, and you'll see we offer the best in price and service.
A 14-0 lead, and Jason Crabb may get a workout today. He's already into his second kickoff.
This one from the 20 after the personal foul penalty.
Goodwin fumbling the catch on his 20, gets up to the 30-yard line and is buried there by a host of folks. Hillary Butler, number 45. Leif Johnson, number 34, in there on the 6-yard return. Just 4 plays and 47 seconds on the drive for Bailey's second TD reception today.
The first scoring drive, also a 4-play drive in a minute and a half. So 2 touchdowns scored and not very many plays, not very much time off of the clock. Huskies showing that killer instinct that we talked about as a game key.
They have still been able to remember the lesson learned against UCLA last year. Don't let up. 1st and 10 from the 29. 2 receivers to the right side and 1 wide to the left. They spread it out, and then they give up the middle to number 7, Casey Macbeth, a backup to Steve Cowan, a tailback. Macbeth not played all that much. Carried the ball 22 times as James Clifford comes in on the stop. James getting a lot of playing time now, backing up Dave Hoffman or Chico Fraley. In this case, he's in there for Hoffman, it appears.
I see a thank you from some Husky fans. Brett Collins, we should mention, the backup outside linebacker to Jaime Fields, and senior co-captain will not play today, has a bad knee and a bad ankle.
Goodwin comes in motion now on 2nd and 9. Still wanting to throw, and knocked out of bounds. As number 53, James Clifford, again on the play as they go to Williams, the tailback. It'll be 3rd down and 5.
Tim Williams certainly getting his share of playing time today. After only 6 carries in the first 4 games, kind of comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, he wasn't even on the depth charts and was very deep in the statistics. So Gary Pinkel saw something and decided to use him. Of course, Corey Ivy not in there, the regular starter at running back. 3rd down and 5. Jeff Simmerl in there, a wide receiver. They get it to Goodwin, trying to get up for the 1st down. Fumble! They get it in bounds. James Clifford with the ball. Would not have been a 1st down with the reception, and then Clifford coming up with a loose ball. His first fumble recovery this year.
Nice to see James Clifford getting a lot of time after missing all of last year with the knee injury. Well-run play, but Dana Hall and Walter Bailey bang heads, and the ball comes out. Kind of put the sandwich play on the receiver. James Clifford in the right place at the right time.
They put a serious hurt on Mr. Goodwin. Whew. He won't be reading the book flying home tonight. Serious headache. 1st and 10 now for the Dogs, with 6:08 remaining here in just the first quarter. Ball on the 34. Jay Barry gets the call. Takes a couple of linemen with him. Terry Jackson on top of him for the tackle. Along with middle linebacker Darryl Mossberg, who's a junior out of Carleton, Michigan.
Toledo, and the fact that they cannot afford to turn the ball over, not so much because if they turn it over they'll lose the game, but if they turn it over and Washington continually only has 30-35 yards to go to score, they're going to rack up some points despite themselves. Don James certainly known as being a merciful coach, not to run the score up on anybody, and with Gary Pinkel on the other side.
2nd down and 5. On the rollout, Gaspard open, good for the 1st down as he makes it down to the 18-yard line. Number 37, Borgerding with the tackle. Curtis, part of the trio, the Three Amigos.
Getting the start today in place of Orlando McKay. Just runs a simple in route, find a hole in that zone defense. Billy Joe Hobart sees the same hole.
Good for 13 yards as it'll be 1st and 10. Hobart to throw. Gaspard again as number 23, Tim Caffey, defends. Good down to the 12-yard line.
3 wide receivers to the left, or 3 split men to the left. Jay Barry inside. Gaspard just runs a straight route. As the inside man, Gaspard just comes underneath him. Ball delivered on time. Caffey there for the stop, but not until after the play is complete. A gain of 5.
It'll be 2nd down now as Gaspard and Bailey are wide to the right side. Double tight end. They go to Barry. And nothing there. Good pursuit by Dan Williams with the flag down, a penalty. Impressed with Dan Williams, number 65, coming into this ball game. The junior had 38 tackles, 9 tackles for losses, and 3 sacks.
1 pass broken up, 1 fumble caused, 1 fumble recovered. He's one of those one-man gangs.
He's done a lot of good things.
He can run for a guy that size.
Yeah, he's a Pac-10 caliber player, no question about it.
At 263 pounds, he can still cover 40 yards in less than 4.6 seconds. That's picking them up and putting them down.
It'll be a first down for Washington after the offside call on Toledo. 4:27 remaining in the first quarter, and how long will Don James keep his first unit in there? We don't know. It's a big concern for Gary Pinkel, too, because he has his big rivalry game next week at home with Bowling Green. The last thing he wants to do is get his team beat up in a game like this that means nothing in terms of the conference race.
Well, it's hard to start talking about not running up the score and things with 4 minutes to go in the first quarter, but it is a concern even at this point.
On first and goal from the 8, Jay Barry. Being nifty, gets Dalloway down to the 3-yard line. Matt Eberflus with a tackle after the gain of 5.
Matt Eberflus on the stop.
Again, with Gary Pinkel on the other sideline, Don James facing one of his former players or assistants for the first time as head coaches. He will not run the score up on one of his old people. One of the most loyal people around is Don James.
Second and goal. Matt Jones with a call. Did he get in? Let's see. We get the call. Yes, indeed. Touchdown for Matt Jones. His second of 1991 with 3:32 remaining in the first quarter.
You've got 300 pounds in purple and 250 pounds in white. You don't have to do anything fancy down here. Just have your big guys knock down their big guys. Matt Jones gets on the tail of a couple of those big guys and ends up on the yellow AstroTurf in the Husky end zone.
Crabb with the extra point, and it is good. So Washington, as predicted, coming up with a 21-0 lead. Timeout, 3.5 minutes remaining first quarter, the Dogs in the driver's seat.
Hey, look at this, a dog shop. Dogs and beer. Ah, the poodle. You know, the poodle was the French hunting dog.
Yeah, this guy was a killer.
Kind of looks like your Uncle Bob without that bad toupee.
Yeah, my whole mother's side of the family. He's regarding the house.
He's regarding a small trailer.
Hey, check this out.
Pretty cool, huh?
The exciting Seattle Supersonic. For ticket package information, call 281-5850.
There you see 3 first quarter touchdowns by the Huskies, and the route is on already as expected against Toledo. Jason Crabb with yet another field goal, rather kickoff. This will be his 4th. And therefore Travis Hansen, we'll talk about that in just a moment. Coming up from his own 10-yard line with a flag down, he's number 14, Tom Boyd, and we'll get a call as there's some scuffling going on. 16-yard return by Boyd. And we'll see what that call's all about.
Games like this often, you've got a Toledo team that, see the holding call on Toledo. It's pretty competitive coming in. They're going to work hard, going to try hard. The last thing they want is somebody to make them look bad.
One thing to carry my thought about Gary Pinkel and having to play against the Huskies
10-yard penalty, first down.
Is the fact that if his team does get injured, I mean, that's what happened to Earl Bruce when he took Colorado State into Nebraska. The following week, he had 5 guys go into the ninth in surgery because of serious injuries against the Cornhuskers.
You certainly come into a game like this playing to win, but at the same time, you've got to look at the big picture. And for Gary Pinkel and that Toledo sideline, it's the MAC Conference and that championship. Try to defend their co-championship of last year.
First and 10, they go with a dive man, Andrews, and a good gain as he gets out near the 19-yard line. Dave Hoffman, number 54, one of the first to get to him. I correct myself, that's number 35, Craig Donaldson at fullback, who backs up David Andrews, redshirt freshman out of Troy, Ohio, one of the youngsters that Gary Pinkel has for his future. Gain of 5 yards, so it's 2nd down and 5. Still with the eye and 2 wide receivers, 1 to each side. There's the pitch. Trying to get outside and has the first down is number 7, Casey Macbeth, who's averaging a little over 3 yards per carry. Not all that nifty. His longest run of the year is 13 yards, but picks up enough for the first down. That may be their first one of the day. It is.
First down, 10 yards to go.
Macbeth on the option play. You see Donald Jones in Mager's face, forces him to pitch early. Nice play by the Rockets. There a lot of injuries in that offensive backfield. They've lost basically their first 3 tailbacks from last year in preseason injuries. Top couple fullbacks, a lot of youngsters getting their chance to play.
First and 10 from the 24. Merrill wide open the tight end. I don't think he has the speed to get away as Walter Bailey knocks him OB at the 27-yard line. Gary Pinkel pulled one from up his sleeve as he had Goodwin in motion going the opposite direction, and boom, out came the tight end. A 50-yard play.
Your basic crackback play, your basic pick play, and nobody for Washington could get outside. Goodwin comes in and picks off all the pursuit. And there's Merrill in a foot race with Bailey. Merrill can run a 4.58, a 4.640. You see the blitz by the Huskies and Tommy Smith. When that strong safety comes, those people have got to cover the flat in his place. And those people are picked off by Goodwin, the wide receiver coming in. And Merrill goes for a big one.
Merrill, the next in line of a tradition of good tight ends coming out of Toledo. First and 10 now from the Husky 26-yard line. Their deepest penetration yet. They go to Macbeth, who's down to the 21-yard line. He's just a sophomore out of Fostoria, Ohio. Vast majority of the players on this team from the state of Ohio, as expected. Good facilities back there in Toledo. Fine-looking field. What do they call it? The Glass Bowl?
The Glass Bowl, the glass capital of the world, Toledo, Ohio. A lot of good football played in that Mid-American Conference. Good, solid football teams. You can see that,
look at that.
The Huskies don't give ground too easily, and when they do, they don't give up too many points.
They're only 2 yards away. It's 2nd and 6 from the 22-yard line. Trying to get into the red zone. Here comes the pressure. It's not going to happen as Steve Empman shoots him down from behind. Number 90, Empman coming into the game with 3 sacks. He's got at least 1.5 already today.
See Donald Jones coming from this side. Empman coming from that side. Outland Trophy candidate, the only defensive player mentioned in USA Today's Heisman Watch.
And rightfully he should. Look at the game he had last week against the Wildcats. Double-figure tackling. He was the leading tackler on this team coming into this game, even ahead of the linebackers. Bigger wants a timeout. With 56 seconds remaining in the first quarter, they don't want to pass up a great opportunity. It'll be 3rd down and 9 is what they're looking at with the ball on the 26-yard line.
You talk about the great opportunity. You don't get inside that Husky 20-yard line very often. We saw only 4 times so far this year. Only 2 times have those drives resulted in points.
Don't miss lots of good Pac-10 football action when the Oregon Ducks take on the California Golden Bears down in Berkeley. Catch all the action on Monday, 8 o'clock. 8 p.m. only on Prime Sports Northwest. Huge game. It is developing into a huge game next week as Washington goes down to take on the undefeated California Bears, if indeed they're undefeated. And I think more than likely they will be.
Yes, now obviously by the time that this airs, Oregon and California will have played and the results will be known. But California favored over those Ducks, and if they do indeed win or have indeed won, to flash back and forward in time at the same time.
Is this like Back to the Future?
Be nice to see a big game down in Berkeley next week.
We should mention now these names that you see are not only the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tacklers on the Husky team. They are the top 5 in tackles for losses in the conference, the entire Pac-10.
That's a dominating defense.
3rd down and 9. Tommy Smith hauls down the ball carrier. Number 15, as Donaldson tried to carry on 3rd down. So the interior play of Toledo, maybe Gary Pinkel trying to show some sort of move by the guards to pull out. Nobody bought the fake, and they stayed home, and they had lunch all over Mr. Donaldson. So the field goal attempt, it'll be a 42-yarder by Rusty Hanna. His longest is just that, 42 yards.
Gary Pinkel going to try to get the points while he can. Not many chances down here. Let's get something on the board.
It's long enough, but no good. 42-yard attempt, wide to the left, hits the upright. Huskies dodge the bullet after that 50-yard pass reception to tight end Vince Merrill, the leading receiver on this team.
That takes Hanna to 7-for-11 on the year. A good, solid kicker. Not a real strong guy, but a guy that can make it through. You can see from 42 yards here, he gets enough on it. Boy, the Huskies wish they could get snaps and holds like that every time. See the ball trying to stay there, but those new college narrower goalposts, remember, we've lost 5 feet off of last year's goalposts. Right. That's 3 points for Toledo in 1990.
First and 10 for the Huskies then on their own 25-yard line. The up man, Matt Jones, and he is greeted by a host of players, including Mark Ray, Chris Boykin, Terry Jackson, Dan Williams, the whole front four. Don't see that many four-man fronts in college football anymore.
A very effective one here today for Toledo. Matt Jones stopped for a loss. The first time this year he's lost any yardage.
Other than the 56-yard run by Bino Bryant, that's been about it for rushing by the Huskies. End of the first quarter, 21-zip Huskies. Back in a moment.
If you bank with Security Pacific Bank, your money could be shipped off to California because that's where their home office is. But with Puget Sound Bank, you're doing business with a local bank that cares about this community. We even make a deposit to a fund to help stop pollution in the Sound every time you write a bank club check. Puget Sound Bank, the last major independent commercial bank left around here.
When it's gotta fit, we're it. Sure Fit.
Don't get caught with a leaky top during cold and wet weather. At Sure Fit, we have factory quality replacements, from back windows to entire new tops, all at competitive prices.
At Sure Fit, you can count on it to fit every time.
You're watching the Washington Huskies on Prime Sports Northwest, home of the Pac-10.
And on second down and 10 as we start the second quarter, Billy Joe still with the ball, play action, swings outside, goes to his tight end, Aaron Pierce, who is knocked out of bounds by backup strong safety Kevin McKinney, as Pierce picks up his 9th reception of the year, the senior out of Seattle.
Washington throwing the ball much more effectively than running the ball.
Surprised to see Pierce with no touchdown receptions yet this year.
Certainly a big part of that offense, or could be a big part of that offense, but with Mario Bailey and Orlando McKay, Curtis Gaspard playing so effectively, a lot of people out there to try to throw the ball to.
Damon Berry, number 21, a wide receiver now, as Overt wants to throw, goes over the top. Mario Bailey with an incredible catch, and off he goes. 70-yard scamper. His 3rd touchdown reception of the day.
Yes, indeed, the Huskies are throwing the ball much more effectively than they are running the ball. You can see not too badly covered, incredibly well thrown, and a great, great catch by Mario Bailey.
That is career touchdown reception number 17 for Mario Bailey. He is now the leader in career touchdown receptions with 17. Look at that, the defense, the first to congratulate him. Crab's kick, no good.
His 2nd miss of the year.
Tell you, if there's an Achilles heel on this team, it's in the place kicking position. Extra points, field goal attempt. We shall see how it develops as the year goes on. 27-zip, 14:42, second quarter.
Yeah, sports and beer. Gotta do it. Figure we get like 10 of these in a row.
All
Yeah,
get this. Like they do it. How do they do it? Like, ooh, like that.
Hey, calm down.
He's doing it.
Yeah.
Oh, look. Maybe we could slow it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch. Oh, no, wait.
Okay, that's not it.
All right, the slam dunk.
Slam dunks are cool.
Pretty cool, huh?
It's late. I gotta get on home. It's late. Been gone too long, too bad. Should've checked my time. This flight could already be gone. It's late. I gotta get on home, baby. Look at that clock. Why can't it be wrong?
If you're not on the Horizon Shuttle, think of what you're missing. With flights every half hour between Seattle and Portland, you're never late for a Horizon Shuttle. Just a little early for the next.
Back to kick off, Mario Bailey now with yet another touchdown reception.
It does take him to the #1 all-time position for the Huskies, passing Spider Gaines and Lonzel Mohill.
3 today.
Good company.
Good one from his 14. Finds a little hole and gets up to about the 28-yard line.
You can see another real grinded out, control the clock kind of drive by the Huskies. 30 seconds on this one, and the 70-yard touchdown pass, a great juggling catch by Mario Bailey. Minute and a half, the longest of the 4 scoring drives for Washington today. Time of possession won't be in their favor, but the scoreboard doesn't care, do they?
1st and 10 now from the 29-yard line as we're in the second quarter. Down he goes. And that was number 30, Damon Nelson, who played quite a bit last week. Scored a touchdown, as a matter of fact, as you see the first quarter. Total yards, well, it's all pretty much leaning towards the folks in purple.
Total yards for Toledo, largely in part to the one play, the reception by Vince Merrill. One turnover apiece.
After the trip by Nelson, it's 2nd down and 14. 3 wide receivers, 2 to the left. Hard pass going for Simrell, number 1, as Dana Hall and Jaime Fields defended, number 5 and number 3. So it'll be 3rd down and long for the junior quarterback, Kevin Mager.
Kevin Mager does not like 3rd and long. He knows.
Tell me somebody who does.
He knows those Husky purples will be coming even more than they usually are.
Added defensive backs in there now. William Doctor, number 10, coming in.
One linebacker in the game, that being Chico Fraley, and he's a 4.540 guy in the linebacker. Just a big safety.
3rd down and 14. Ball batted away. Tyrone Rogers, number 57, I believe, got his big mitt upon the ball. Josh Moore is starting to get a little more action now on that nickel defense too. Number 7 came in as an additional defensive back.
Nickel defense, a good chance for a lot of people to play on that defensive backfield when you're playing 6 and 7 of them at a time. You get 2 and 3 deep.
Brian Borders back to punt. Good boot. Nose doesn't come over for Bino Bryant. He'll try to run this one back, and great coverage by Toledo. Outstanding job. 44-yard punt as number 86, Shell Mays, makes the stop. Big guy.
Nice punt by Borders. The wind is blowing a little bit left to right. You can see there Maurice Bowles, who was down, covering very well for Toledo. Huskies have 69 yards to go. Could take them 25-30 seconds, the rate they were going earlier.
On 1st and 10, Bryant. Would help to get the right 86, wouldn't it?
Well,
you're keeping a straight face over there, aren't you, Nelson?
It is it does look like an inter-squad scrimmage, and so it's got to get.
You're not going to let it go by, are you?
Turn that flip card over.
Whenever I can get Poyer, I'm going to get it.
I didn't bring it up.
2nd and up, but I can see it on your face. Folks at home still don't know what we're talking about.
Husky offensive line not doing a very good job on the running attack.
Second down and 9. Plus Gary Pinkel knows the scheme. The pass. Oh, Bailey with another incredible catch. And a great pass from Billy Joe on the timing route along the sidelines between the corner and the safety.
Perfectly thrown football. Over the head of the corner. Kelly in front of the safety Baker. He can't get there in time. Mario Bailey just releases to the outside. Kelly knows he's got help coming over. That ball's thrown anywhere but where it was, and there's a Toledo Rocket there to make a play on it.
Boy, give half the kudos to Billy Joe on that play. 1st and 10 now from the 38 of Toledo. Matt Jones, the man in motion. They cut it back. Bino finds an opening down to the 30 and is driven into the carpet by number 5, Jason Kelly.
We talked about the Huskies and their effectiveness so far, more so in running the ball than throwing the ball. Here, a nice play. You see both Pearson and Gallagher come out and on the pull and make the plays. You got to block effectively off of a running play. You've got to be aggressive. In order to be aggressive, you've got to be motivated and fired up. That Husky offensive line hasn't shown that so far today.
2nd and short. Need a couple of yards, and they'll go for just that as Matt Jones gets down to about the 27.5. Needed to get to the 28, so if the lines are straight on the field, we should have a 1st down for the Huskies.
Contrast that rush blocking, run blocking with pass blocking. More passive, less aggressive, make the defense come to you. The Huskies have pass blocked extremely well so far today. You don't have to be that aggressive and that fired up to do that. That could be one reason why they've been more effective doing it.
Gaspard goes wide to the right, and the troublemaker for Toledo, Mario Bailey, is split to the near side. On 1st and 10, a little swing pass over to Bino. Get the block from Ed Cunningham. Jukes his way down to the 20-yard line and is buried there by number 23, Tim Caffey, and Darren Anderson on the play of 7 yards. So it'll be 2nd and short.
A lot of backup offensive linemen in there for Washington. Basically the number 2 offensive line. Bino Bryant with room to run. The Husky coaching staff has always tried to devise ways to get Bino Bryant the ball out in the open field. That's one right there, basically a long handoff to number 29.
Bino with 93 yards last week as Billy Joe wants to throw. Has the 1st down to Mario Bailey as he is tossed out of bounds. Number 90, Matt Eberflus, one of the lead men there, along with Chad Brown, number 26.
Mario Bailey with the ball in the open field again, but 2-on-1 this time. He can't make them both miss. You see, he tries to split them, but Chad Brown and Eberflus close that gap, and number 5 is underneath. A lot of rocket.
He's now up to what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No surprise there. On the pitch, Bryant. Good pursuit again by the Rockets on 1st and 10.
One thing we won't see today is that the Toledo Rockets not playing hard.
Yeah.
Gary Pinkel very happy with the way that his team competes, even if they're not up to the caliber or quality of play of their opponent. They're going to keep playing.
And there you see, by far, Washington leading, and that's no surprise by any means.
Almost 300 total yards for the Huskies, with still 10 minutes to go in the 1st half.
2nd and 5, Bryant again, and he is hauled down and mauled. A beautiful play. Got a face mask? I thought he may have gotten the back of his shoulder pads. That was number 89, Tom Lamb, a reserve defensive end.
He may indeed have gotten the front of the shoulder pads. The official from the back of the end zone threw the flag. Didn't have the angle on it. The referee, who's looking right at the play from that side, from the offensive side, did not throw the flag.
We'll take a gander.
But holding on Washington is the call. Here we get a look at it. You can see, looks like he's got some face mask to me.
Wasn't Aaron Pierce by any means on the hold.
Holding offense.
Here's
10 yards in the previous spot.
Non-call.
Still 2nd down.
Boy, that was definitely a face mask, and I don't see the hold.
Pretty obvious one miss there. Would have brought up a replay situation.
Are we back in the Big 8 again? Are we playing in Lincoln again?
Got those.
I can still hear Keith Jackson saying, I don't see it. I don't see it. 2nd down and 14. Gaspard to the near side. Bailey wide to the right. Billy's going upstairs. Got his man Gaspar down to the 8-yard line, short of the first. They need to get in just inside the 5 to do so.
Gaspar wants to participate in this scoring festival. He has yet to see the end zone this year.
11-yard gain, Chuck.
Lots of time once again. You can see good protection by mostly backup Husky offensive line. Gaspar makes the catch and takes it down. Brings up a 3rd and 3.
Curtis came in averaging just under 13 yards per catch. He's done a good job this year. Part of the Three Amigos, and on 3rd and 3, Bino Bryant fights his way in. Not to the end zone, but he gets the first. This is good work for Bino Bryant. He's getting a lot of work, taking a lot of hits, and he's going to take a lot of hits for Don James next week against Cal. There's Mark Bruner, number 85, the freshman tight end who has played sensationally as a youngster, a puppy, literally out there.
Right out of Aberdeen High School, graduated last June. Has matured physically, mentally, emotionally as any freshman they've had here in a long, long time. He doesn't like to have a backup guy who sees a lot of time, as we do here with 2 tight ends, as like Mark Bruner.
Jay Berry on 1st and goal, and the referee on the left side says touchdown. That was close. Like Jay Berry got close to the line, and all of a sudden the motion stopped.
That motion had carried him far enough, though. Not as exciting as the other Husky touchdowns, but counts for just as many points. See over here the left side, Leif Johnson, Matt Jones, 2 fullbacks in the ball game. Jay Berry just enough to get that ball.
This forward motion didn't stop, Chuck.
He keeps going and sneaks through the pile.
And the kick is good by Jason Crabb. So Washington picks up another TD. It is 34-0 for Billy Joe Hobart and his Huskies. The Husky alumni, they're going to have biceps as big as their thighs if this season continues. We'll be back.
Ticket in town, the exciting Seattle Supersonic. For ticket package information, call 281-5850.
Milgard windows are energy efficient, designed and built to last a lifetime. Milgard windows in vinyl, aluminum, and wood designs redefine a mastery of craftsmanship the people of the Northwest have appreciated for more than 30 years. And of course, Milgard windows enhance the beauty and enjoyment of your home. Milgard windows, guaranteed for life.
Here's your score with 9:04 remaining. I'm Don Poyer here in the 2nd quarter, along with Chuck Nelson. Jay Berry getting the last touchdown for Washington. Different kind of kick. This time a high, short lob as it's knocked out of bounds there. McDonald catching the ball. Craig McDonald, the redshirt freshman backup fullback.
Put your snipers out there on the right side, lob it up there, let them go. A good chance for the Huskies to work on a lot of things that you might not really get a chance to work on very often in game situations.
Mager came in, and this is a nod, tipping our hat to him. He was averaging almost 3 yards per carry rushing. Now what that means is he's a mobile quarterback in that they're not getting him for a lot of sacks. He's able to move around. Most quarterbacks have negative rushing per carry averages. 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. Oh, nice play. Looking right, they come back to Vince Merrill, the tight end. Good for the first down as he gets out to the 45-yard line.
Nice misdirection here. Gary Pinkel getting creative with that Toledo offense. You can see everybody goes to the right, fake the pitch to the right, throw it back to the left. See Denock and Smith there got aggressive on the play and didn't come off in coverage. Vince Merrill, a guy you've got to know where he is at all times. You can't afford to let him get loose.
Nice play, Gary Pinkel. Good call. 1st down and 10. 2 wide receivers to the right side. Ball on the 40, call it the 43. penetration. DeMarco Farr is on top of the pile, but there was a Husky that got in there even sooner, and it looks like it's Tanaka Smith, number 55.
A lot of backups on the defensive side of the ball as well for the Huskies.
And it's money in the bank because people like Smith and DeMarco Farr, number 75, will be playing a lot of football the next couple of years. Farr only a sophomore and Smith a junior.
You see that graphic. Takes a lot even to get back to the line of scrimmage against this Husky defense.
Second down and 12. Mager throws to Lejeski, Joe Lejeski, and that's very close to a first down in Husky territory at the 46-yard line.
Second down and 12 play. Lejeski averages 12.4 yards a carry. This is exactly what he gets here, 12.4 yards. Just beats Dana Hall inside on the post route. Shane Palcoa can't close in time, and it is a first down for Toledo. Joe Lejeski, very, very good, solid player. Mario Bailey sized, 5'6", 159. Just is in the right place at the right time and catches it if you throw it to him.
From the 46 of Washington, it is first and 10. 7.5 minutes to go, second quarter. Play action and the rollout. Oh, it slipped out of his hands.
I think we tried to pull that one back. We started to make the throw. Saw some purple closing on the receiver. Tried to change his mind.
Tried to pull that clutch back, and he couldn't do it.
There was no string on that yo-yo. See here, he starts to deliver the ball. Just can't regroup.
That reminds me of Billy Joe against Stanford. He wanted to throw a little swing pass to the left, pulled back, and the ball slipped out of his hands.
One of those ones you want to... Never mind.
He's saying, let's just forget this one. I'm embarrassed. Second down and 10. Two wide receivers, one to each side. There's the audible.
Man-to-man.
And they've run out of time on the clock. On the 25-second clock. They called a timeout. I guess they were able to dodge the bullets, and no flag was thrown. So it will be second and 10 when we return.
We at Osborne McCann are very excited about our 1992 Cadillacs. We feel that we now have the car that's going to keep our offshore competition awake at nights. If the new Cadillacs don't fit your pocketbook, we have a selection of 91 Cadillacs with savings up to $6,500, plus one-owner resale Cadillacs at new low prices. We have one for you. We feel that we have the car of the year here at Osborne McCann Cadillac. Come in and test drive it. We think you will agree.
It's Motorhome Mania at Holiday World RV Centers. Holiday World has teamed up with Holiday Rambler to offer you substantial savings on new HRC 1000, Alumalife, Imperial, and Limited motorhomes. Get up to a $10,000 factory rebate. Holiday World is wheeling and dealing right now on dozens of new Holiday Rambler motorhomes during Holiday World's Motorhome Mania sale. Don't miss it, exclusively at Holiday World RV Centers in Tacoma and Everett, where RV means real value.
Washington overall in the Pac-10 and nationally is among the best, no surprise. Rushing defense, we know they're first. Total defense, scoring defense, third in the nation. Scoring offense, that's the compliment. When you have a defense and an offense that are in the top 5, both sides of the ball.
You got first and third, offense and defense. I mean, the rushing defense, passing defense, rushing offense, all those things are great. The idea is put points on the board and don't let them put points on the board. And your average winning margin is almost 40 points a game. You're bound to win a couple.
Second down and 10. That brings up a good point. We'll talk about it in a minute. It relates back to basketball last year, believe it or not. On the pass, good pursuits. Moving in was Tommy Smith. This reminds me, though, much like UNLV was last year in basketball. Remember, they won every game by an average of about 30 points. They got into tight games, and then it was a different situation. They didn't really know how to react against Duke in the playoffs. Now, granted, Washington played against Nebraska, was behind 21-9. But I still go back to, like, the kicking game. Things like that are going to be critically important later on in the season.
This team is so strong that you have to really look to try to find weaknesses. You start talking about your long snapper and your ability to kick extra points. That could come back to haunt you somewhere during the season.
Toledo needs 9 yards. Mager gets away from Donald Jones, and now he's got lots of room. He gets the first down there and still gets bonus yardage as he goes down to the 28-yard line, and a fine job of running by Kevin Mager.
And an appreciative crowd. Round of applause for Kevin Mager. You see he gets out of the pocket. Don talked earlier of his ability to escape the loss. The guy that runs a 4.6 40, outruns James Clifford, makes Tommy Smith look downright silly. Tommy going for the big hit and ends up getting nothing but air. And a first down for Toledo. Once again, penetration inside the Husky 30-yard line, something that doesn't happen very often.
Rockets now, after that run, with 105 total yards here in the first half. First and 10, ball on the 28-yard line. Will they get inside the 20? Let's see. Play action. DeMarco Farr rustles him down. The backup behind Tyrone Rogers at the middle guard position. DeMarco, the sophomore out of San Pablo, California.
The guy that's improved tremendously from last year. Came into camp this year in better shape than they've seen him in a long time. Has the quickness for a guy of his size to be able to make some big plays. At 265, he may not be that fast in running people down, but in a 3-4 yard space, which is where those nose tackles have to play, he can make some plays side to side.
Second down and 13. They lose 3. 2 receivers left. Now they send a running back over there. Draw. Nothing doing, as guess who? DeMarco Farr along with Donald Jones. They each grab a foot, and down he goes. Ball carrier Tim Williams again, number 9.
Once again, no gain on the play against Arizona last week. Arizona ran 56 offensive plays, and 32 of them were either losses or no gain. So over half of their offensive plays went nowhere. Unbelievable.
Third down and 14. Nickel defense. Nelson. Nice job of getting away from one Husky as he gets to the 30-yard line, where Hillary Butler, number 45, is one of the first Huskies there. Got a flag down. Josh Moore also in there, number 7. And Steve Empman in there to find out what it's all about. And you can tell it's not against the guys in purple.
Walter Bailey doesn't think so.
Against the offense. 15 yards, 4th down.
Back it goes.
Oftentimes in a situation like this, you've got a Toledo team that's used to playing against people of their own ability and will get frustrated by getting overwhelmed, and Gary Pinkel will not stand for cheap shots and personal fouls. Got to keep your poise whether you're thumping somebody pretty bad or getting thumped. So lesson to learn both ways.
Maintain the class, that's right. They have to punt now as Brian Borders comes in. Bino waiting on his own 10. Huskies probably trying to set up the return. They are. Good punt. Boy, the nose came over on that one, and it's 2/3 of the way into the end zone. So the Huskies will get it on their own 20-yard line with 4:52 remaining here in the second quarter after the 45-yard punt. Beautiful day here in Lake Washington. When will it ever end? Will we snap that 51-day dry spell here in the Northwest? Pretty amazing. Remember, the first home game last year, 3rd game overall, was against Southern Cal, that 31-0 victory. It was downright hot up here. Remember, it was 90-some degrees.
92 degrees in early October. Hard to believe. You go home after this ball game and you got your Halloween decorations up.
Afraid they're going to catch fire out in the front lawn.
Yeah, put your shorts on and hang up and carve the pumpkin.
It's really bad when you've got dried corn husks in your front yard and the sprinklers going at the same time. 1-yard gain on the play as Leif Johnson's getting some play at fullback. Bailey's still in there along with Jay Berry. 2nd down and 9, and it looks like Don James will be putting in his reserves, more of his reserves, in the second half rather than here in the first. The up man carrying. Leif Johnson gets the call. Leif has really become a valuable man on this team. He comes in for the power formations, double tight end, short yardage, carry the ball, gets 3 in this case.
can fill a lot of roles for you. A lot of H-back, kind of man in motion in that short yardage situation. Fast enough to be a threat from there. Big enough to block people on the inside. Covers kicks on the kickoff and punt return teams. Does a good job in a lot of ways.
3rd down and 5. Setting up the screen better. Hurry! And throws it into the ground in front of Jay Barria. Number 86, Maurice Bowles, just about tattooed Billy from behind. So it'll be 4th down, and I believe this is the first Husky punt of the day.
And it will not be Billy Joe Hobart punting it. Billy Joe, starting punter so far this year, has done a good job, averaging 38.3, the 5th in the Pac-10. But John Wardell, in his brief appearances in mop-up punting duty, 3 punts for 49.3-yard average. Going to get his chance with the first Husky punt today.
And Joe Lejeski, number 28, back to receive. High spiral. Not terribly long, but plenty of height, as a host of purple folks were waiting for him to catch it. It'll be 1st and 10 on the 37-yard line after the 39-yard punt. So Wardell doing the job superbly.
Net 39 into the wind. Don James will be happy with that.
Oh, it's like a beehive from up here looking down on the overall track of the field. Gets band day today, folks.
Over 3,000 high school bandsmen and women
getting ready to come onto the field here. Look at that.
There's more going on the track than there is on the field. A lot of colors, a lot of uniforms.
1st and 10 now, as time starting to run out here in the first half. The pass intended for Goodwin, number 4, incomplete with 3:28 remaining in the 2nd quarter.
Mager, not a real strong arm guy. Just a kind of a make it happen guy. We said kind of a Mark Brunell type. He's only 6'1" and 180 pounds. You see, he's not wearing very big shoulder pads either. He didn't practice much the last couple of weeks. Has a bruised rotator cuff in his throwing arm. So he's kind of a put me in on Saturday and I'll play kind of guy. You can see here he's 67% for almost 90 yards.
He looks at a 2nd down and 10. They give it to the first man, Cowan, number 33, the slated starter at tailback, who is just a sophomore out of Country Club Hills, Illinois, starting ahead of Corey Ivy, the injured normal starter at tailback.
Cowan, the leading rusher for this team coming into today's game. 170 yards, 3.8 yards a carry. They've got a lot of guys that can play back there. Nobody really standing out. They've lost last year's freshman player of the year, MAC player of the year. Tailback Troy Parker averaged almost 8 points a game last year, so they're down to their 3rd and 4th tailback.
Well, Mager and company have tried to create a more productive offense. They've only scored 6 touchdowns all season in their first 4 games, but they've come away winners 2 times, lost once, and tied once.
The tie was a game that many people thought Toledo should have won. Had a 16-3 lead over Central Michigan, a very good Central Michigan team that had already put a thumping on Michigan State earlier in the year. But Central Michigan came back to tie that game with 13 fourth-quarter points. Gary Pinkel admits he may have gotten a little bit conservative with his play calling on that game.
Well, elsewhere in football, be sure to catch Big Sky football action. That's each Tuesday on Prime Sports Northwest. This Tuesday, catch a Big Sky doubleheader as the Boise State Broncos tangle with the Montana Grizzlies, followed by the Montana State Bobcats as they battle with Northern Arizona. It all starts this Tuesday, 6 o'clock, right here on Prime Sports Northwest, your Northwest Sports Connection. Don Poyer along with Chuck Nelson on this beautiful, sunny, hazy October Saturday afternoon. I don't know if we should go home and cut the grass or start a fire in the fireplace tonight.
Probably do both. It gets pretty chilly in the evenings, even on the warm October days.
They're down and 8 as Cowan goes in motion. Mager looks left. Ooh, Edmund had a shot at him, and then finally Tyrone Rogers gets the kill. Steve Edmund pounding his hand against his other hand, hitting his helmet. Says, I had him. I had him for lunch.
Chance to add to those league-leading totals. Mager's going to have to drop back and get rid of that ball. Here he gets rid of Steve Entman, but he cannot get rid of Tyrone Rogers.
Look at Steve. Is he competitive or what?
How did that happen, he says.
He's ahead 34-0 in the second quarter, and he still wants more lunch. Porter's the punter. High wobbly boot. Bino from the 22. Tries to scoot along the baseline or the sideline. And finally knocked out of bounds. 38-yard punt and the 8-yard return.
Talked about the Huskies and their chance to work on some things today. 2 minutes and 4 seconds to go in the half. Will the Huskies work on their 2-minute offense, or are they not that anxious to score? You know, Don James doesn't want to make Gary Pinkel look too bad.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if they'll need that 2-minute offense next week against California and Berkeley, so I would certainly be working on it. 1st and 10 from the 30. Just over 2 minutes remaining. First half. Pass. Curtis Gaspard. Incomplete. Had his mitts on it.
They don't come any easier than that one. Ball very well thrown to Gaspard. Again in the seams of the zone. Huskies are indeed coming out throwing it. Gaspard perhaps waiting for that safety, knowing that he's going to have some company. Indeed, Darren Andrews, as he often is around the play.
Andrews, or rather Anderson, the man defending number 24. With 1:59 remaining, it's 2nd down and 10. First half, 34-zip Dogs. Trying to set up the screen, and I'll bet that's Mr. Williams. Yes, it is. Number 65, Dan Williams, the junior.
Not only is he 6'4", but those arms.
Yeah.
This guy's
that's his second deflection this year, Chuck.
He's one of those guys who can pull his socks up without bending over.
6'4", 263, and he plays bigger than that.
He's got a little hitch in his get along here and going to have somebody take a look at it.
Made a great play.
Huskies trying to set up the screen. Williams is supposed to be there.
So much for the 2-minute offense,
but
too,
he
Chuck.
kept coming. The Huskies are just trying to get a first down now. 3rd and 10.
3rd down and 10. Roll out, looking back. They set up the screen to Bryant. He's got one man to beat. Gets away from him. Up to the 35, finally the 38-yard line, but short of the first down.
Outstanding pursuit on the throwback screen by Toledo. Bino Bryant in the open field, not easy to stop. You can see all the action goes here to the offensive left, throwback screen, 2 guys out in front. Those guards and tackles have got to look back and try to catch the pursuit. You can't go downfield until the ball carrier does.
Jim Gant on the play, though.
Mala lets Gant slip through.
Wardell again handling the punting chores and a 39-yard boot on his first attempt. Majeski back to receive. Quick delivery. This is a shorter punt. Had to get away in a hurry. See if it gets a Husky bounce, and it does. Hillary Butler giving watch, number 45, and it'll come to rest on the 27-yard line. 35-yard boot by Wardell, as the Huskies will give it up for the final 53 seconds of the first half.
Got another look there at one of the weaknesses of the Huskies, the snap. Off center there. Wardell, a good play, a good athletic play. Those kickers and punters are great athletes, aren't they? Move sideways, catch the ball, and get rid of it.
That's right, which may sound easy, but when you've got 10 people, all over 220 pounds to 290, it looks like Mount Rainier is pouring down on top of you. 1st and 10 now for Toledo. They give to Cowan, and they may be happy to run the clock out here and get into the locker room and figure out what they'll do for the next 30 minutes in this game. Gain of 2 yards. As Gary Pinkel has shown us a variety of plays. A nifty little pick play for his tight end, Vince Merrill, which was good for 50 yards. As far as rushing, yardage has been just about on target for Washington. They're averaging, what, 270 yards roughly? A little less than that rushing per game.
252. Toledo with 19 yards rushing before that play. Right on pace for that Huskies, and that 44 yards a game.
Another 2 yards for Toledo on that carry. And that's probably going to do it for the first half, as McDonald carried number 35, and the first half is behind us. 2 in the books, as Don James' team is, as expected, in control and ahead of Gary Pinkel and his new Toledo Rockets team. We'll return to Husky Stadium in just a minute.
When it comes to John Deere lawnmowers and tractors, Sumner Tractor has offered the best in selection, service, and parts for over 30 years. Sumner Tractor is proud to announce the opening of their new store, I-90 Lawn and Tractor, just 5 miles east of Issaquah. Both stores offer a great selection of John Deere lawn products and an experienced staff to help you. Right now, all John Deere lawn equipment is on sale, and 10% down buys you anything in the store. I-90 Lawn and Tractor and Sumner Tractor, the tractor people. Shop us last, and you'll see we offer the best in price and service.
Women's sports at the University of Washington just don't know when to stop. Get your tickets now. Sunday, October 20th, the Husky women's soccer team hosts the Whitman College Missionaries at Husky Stadium. Call 543-2200 for tickets and information.
As evidenced by all the band members down on the field, it is indeed band day here at Husky Stadium, and we're at halftime where the Huskies lead Toledo, led by head coach Gary Pinkel, 34-0. A homecoming of sorts for Gary Pinkel. Not the most pleasant experience in the world, but I think he knew it was coming into this contest.
Well, it couldn't have been a surprise to anybody. You know, a big Husky lead, 34-0 at halftime. Not any bigger than they faced in some opponents that were supposed to be difficult, so it's no surprise for anybody.
He never stops thrilling all of us in the Husky crowds and the fans, and that is Mario Bailey. He has put on a circus here in the first half with 3 exceptional touchdown receptions. Let's take a look at him,
well,
Chuck.
Again, last year he was a possession guy, the guy you go to on a 3rd down to get, 6 or 7 yards and get the first down. But here you see we get 28 yards from Billy Joe Hobart to Mario Bailey. Watch this move on the sideline. Wheels back inside, forces the guy to miss a tackle and takes it in the end zone for his first touchdown. 28 yards for Billy Joe Hobart.
This next one, he got a flag called on him for maybe giving the defense a bad time, a 4-yard touchdown reception.
Well, this is more like what we remembered of Mario, only 4 yards at a time. But this is the second Husky touchdown again. Again, great protection for Billy Joe Hobart. He feels like he's running out of time, though. Flat-footed, throws it out here to Mario Bailey. He just turns it upfield. Once again, makes Al Baker miss. Makes somebody miss to take the ball into the end zone. Here he's back on the 5-yard line, gets the ball inside. This one ties him for the all-time Husky lead, as you see the flag play there. The all-time Husky lead in career touchdowns. And with this next one, he will break it.
And this was some kind of special catch, too, folks. Watch the concentration on the part of number 5.
A very well-thrown ball. You see it just over the top of the short cover man and in front of the deep cover man who breaks on the ball. But Mario Bailey gets it, keeps it alive for himself, and just outruns everybody into the end zone. This is his 17th career touchdown, passing Spider Gaines and Mo Hill to become the #1 guy for the Huskies all-time. 170 yards receiving in a half for Mario Bailey.
So some history being made by Bailey this afternoon. Looking overall, 220 yards passing, only 105 rushing. I say only because when you consider the opponent, you thought maybe the Huskies would try to grind it out a bit more. They haven't needed to, and Chuck's made good points about that, in that you've got to have an aggressive front line in order to start rushing.
Well, you got to get points in a game like this the way you can. You don't want to mess around with a team and try to do your rushing game if it's not working. You want to put these guys away as early as you can.
Passing yardage, as we said. And now for first downs, they've doubled it there against Toledo. 3rd downs, batting better than 66%. And the punts, not all that many until only 2 in the 2nd quarter. And then the time of possession, you called that one. Indeed, Toledo has almost 3 minutes more there than the Huskies.
Well, in 5 scoring drives, the Huskies with 1 scoring drive over 4 minutes. The rest of them, minute and a half or sooner or quicker. That doesn't take them long when you're starting, for one thing, from the other team's 25-30-yard line, and it's another when you're throwing the ball so effectively. That's where the big plays come from.
As a result, the Huskies with a big lead, and I'm sure everybody at Husky Stadium is saying, when will Napoleon Kaufman come into the game? Number 8, the tailback for the Huskies. I'm sure we'll see him in the second half along with many, many young Husky football players. We'll return for the 3rd quarter, the kickoff, in just a moment.
When it's gotta fit, we're it. Sure Fit.
Don't get caught with a leaky top during cold and wet weather. At SureFit, we have factory quality replacements, from back windows to entire new tops, all at competitive prices.
At Sure Fit, you can count on it to fit every time.
From Nike and its proud partner, Olympic Sports. When you buy the Nike Air Force Low with its visible air sole unit, you will get a free pair of power elbows. Look, it's Sean Kemp, elbow master par excellence. Sean, over here, baby, I'm open. Good one, pal. Oh. Hey, wait, I'm not finished yet. Don't end it now. Come on. Hey, Sean, coming at you, baby. Now I'm finished.
As we begin the second half, it will be the Rockets receiving, and just for the record, in their 4 previous games, Washington has outscored its opponent in the second half 92-7. That includes against Nebraska. In fact, that's where the 1 touchdown came. The kick goes to Goodwin, who gets out to the 20 and to the 25. Down he goes there. As we begin the second half, it will be the Rockets receiving, and just for the record, in their 4 previous games, Washington has outscored its opponent in the second half 92-7. That includes against Nebraska. In fact, that's where the 1 touchdown came. The kick goes to Goodwin, who gets out to the 20 and to the 25. Down he goes there. 22-yard return, and Leif Johnson, number 34, makes the tackle.
We talked about Leif Johnson, how he can do a lot of things. He showed us right there that he can cover kickoffs. Marcus Goodwin with a good one. The ball out to the 25 as Toledo decides to start over with Mike Capon at quarterback.
So Capon will get a shot now, much bigger at 6'3", 207 pounds compared to the 6'1", 180-pounder in Mager. So it's 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. They go with the dive to Cowan, and nothing there as Steve Empman is waiting for him. A young man from Cheney, Washington.
Husky defense opens with its number 1 unit in the game. Steve Empman, number 1 on anybody's defense, puts the hit on Cowan there.
And that was one of the best one-liners all week. Stronger than a pickup truck and more relentless than the IRS. Clay Noonan at the time. 2nd down and 10, no gain for Cowan. 2 receivers on the right, 1 on the left. Ball tipped by Jaime Fields, number 3. Simrel, number 1, was the intended receiver. Fields came into the game with actually no deflected passes, so that's his first of the year.
Capon with his first opportunity. Jaime Fields gets in the way. Gary Pinkel, as Don said earlier in the first half, going to give some people a chance to play. Kevin Mager with that bad shoulder. We don't want to take any chances on getting him hurt any worse.
Capon, I have no stats on him. In other words, he hasn't played yet this year, so he's getting his first taste of action in 1991. 3rd down and 10, and looks like he wants to throw. On the rollout, has time, finds Goodwin up near the 33-yard line, but short of the first down after the gain of 8. So it'll be 4th down and 2, and Borders, number 49, will come out to punt after the completion by Capon, number 11. Just a sophomore out of New Fane, New York. And Bino Bryant looking to return one as he did last week.
Brian Borders will kick. Bino Bryant.
Near his own sideline, fumbles the ball, and it's Husky football rather. Husky ball near the 20-yard line. Shane Palcoa came up with a loose ball.
Good punt by Borders into the border. Keep the ball on the sideline. Limit the amount of field that Bino Bryant has to work with.
Lamb is the man who caused the fumble, number 89, one of the defensive linemen.
Got to protect that ball, whether you're playing Toledo or SC.
Mark Brunell now has come in at quarterback, and a nice warm round of applause for him as he comes in to engineer the offense. Brunell is back after 3 scoring drives against Arizona last week. First play, Bino. He's hauled down by number 90, Matt Eberflus. one of a couple. Jason Kelly also there after a gain of 5 yards.
The apparently final totals on Billy Joe Hobert today: 12 for 17, 220 yards. Not a bad half's worth of work. Remember, 2 passes dropped as well, one by Gaspard and one by Mario Bailey. So not too shabby. Some big numbers in 30 minutes.
And again, money in the bank when you've got 2 quarterbacks that are loaded with game experience. As Bino Bryant gets the first down to the 34-yard line. That offensive line beginning to assert itself and decide it's time to take charge. A gain of 9 yards.
It is a backup offensive line in the game here. The number 2 offensive line. You can see a very good job by number 60, Andy Peterson there, to open up the holes on the left side. Got Andy Peterson, Tom Gallagher, Frank Garcia, Pete Caligas, and Pete Pearson.
And as you mentioned earlier, 220 yards for the day. So it's 1st and 10 from the 35. And Leif Johnson up to about the 40. Lots of Huskies getting lots of action. 5-yard gain. And this is, again, it's so wonderful to have opportunities like this for your youngsters, because it pays such huge dividends in 1, 2, even 3 years from now.
Well, just take a look at the screen here. A lot of numbers that Husky fans have not seen a lot of.
2nd down and 5. Vino again. They're trying to spring him. He gets the first down. And finally knocked out of bounds by Jason Kelly, number 5.
Bino Bryant still in the game largely, I'm sure, as a conditioning measure.
Yes.
Missed a lot of two-a-days early with that bad knee. Didn't see much time in the Stanford game early. We're going to give him some time, let him get his game legs going here in the 5th week. And those game legs are going here for a big gain.
Well, they're going to meet a very physical California team next week. Injury to Al Baker, as you see Jeff Woodruff, quarterback coach, and Baker going off. That's the starting free safety for Gary Pinkel, and that's what he doesn't want to see. Too many injuries going against a physically superior opponent, and then have to go back and play Bowling Green next week. They've done well in that MAC conference. 13-1-1 for the last 15 games. 1st and 10. Toss sweep, Jay Berry. Boy, look at the pursuit close in on Mr. Berry. White jerseys like mad. Bees going after bacon.
Jay Berry, recognizing there's no place to go, just kind of folds his tent, gets in the pile, tries to get lost in there, get in amongst those big bodies, including Pete Pearson there, number 71. Tim DeVell, wide receivers also. Some new guys in there. David Berry, number 21 in the game, and Damon Mack, number 6 at the 2 wide receiver positions.
Heyman and Jay Berry, of course, brothers out of North Glen, Colorado. 2nd down and 9 as Mark wants to go upstairs. Got a man tipped away.
Incomplete.
Mack was the intended receiver. Number 6.
Borgerding with a nice job there at getting in the path of that ball. Brunell throwing the ball into some traffic.
Good article in the paper, the PI, this week about Donald Jones and the struggles he's gone through after injuring and running into Mark Brunell's knee and causing the injury last spring when he, along with Steve Emman, collided.
People outside the game often don't realize how bad players hurt when players on the other team get injured, how bad players feel.
3rd and 9. Mack holds on. He had Jason Kelly wrapped all around him. Nifty pass and a great catch by Damon Mack. First one of the year. Good for 13 yards.
A nice throw and catch. Mark Brunell, not known as a thrower last year, delivers this ball on the left shoulder of David Mack, who makes a nice play with Kelly right on his back.
Mark Brunell is fun to watch, period. Even if he can't move quite as well yet, he might get back to that point, but he's a fun kid to watch. 1st and 10 from the 29. Again, Berry and the pursuit.
Jay Berry, the ball carrier.
He is there as number 73. Terry Jackson makes the tackle, the sophomore out of Bellefontaine, Ohio. 3 or 4 players from that town recruited by Gary Pinkel and his predecessor. 10:25 remaining here in the 3rd quarter.
2nd down, 3 yards to go for the Huskies at the Rocket 20.
Call it 2nd down and 7. Berry in the backfield with Mack and Berry to the left side. That being Damon. And here comes Mark. Without the knee brace, he'd have been running in a second, but with it, he thought about running and then went out of bounds. That's the difference right there. If you could ever show a good example, that's it.
Not just does it take a step off of your game, but it puts that doubt in your mind. It makes you alter the way that you play. And Mark Brunell, so effective running the ball. As you said, Don, right here, he's gone last year. Now he takes that 1 or 2 extra steps to try to find somebody to throw it to. Playing in a little different style than Husky fans are used to seeing from number 11.
So it's 3rd down and 7. Shamonte Brooks wide to the right side. He's looking that direction. Ball knocked away by Darren Anderson, number 24, as Brooks was the intended receiver. Nice play by Anderson. He's the senior on this team, a 3-year letterman.
Some good defensive play this series by the Toledo Rockets. As you say, right here, Darren Anderson, one of those guys that's always around the ball. 182 pounds, 2 fumbles recovered, 3 fumbles caused, 2 pass deflections, an interception last week.
Jason Crabb will attempt a 42-yard field goal. Left hash mark. Long enough, but wide to the right. And again, that's a problem for this team. That's only, what, their 3rd attempt at a field goal this year, maybe 4th?
4th attempt of the year. They're now 1 for 4 as a team. Travis Hansen with that bad back, not kicking today, but he was 1 for 3 coming in. 1 miss and a block. Jason Crabb with his first attempt from 42. He's trying to help it, I know how that feels. Get over there.
Form good there, Uncle Chuck?
Well, you're hoping that ball's going to come back. You got to have to drive it a little bit more than that.
You're the expert. Didn't follow through, it looked like.
Yeah, you got to, like I say, you got to drive it a little bit, get it over there. It got the distance, but didn't have the accuracy.
So it's 1st and 10 for Toledo. And pressure. Denonka Smith, number 55, all over Mr. Capenlack, quite on Rice.
Tried once again that little turnaround whirling dervish throwback play. Denonka Smith says, I'm not going to give you time to do all that spinning. I'm going to spin you right into the turf. Again, one of those guys on that Husky defense that can just play like an athlete and just keep coming. 6'3", 230, and runs a 4.5. They're everywhere.
Still 2nd and 10. Cowan trying to get outside the pursuit. Good luck. Number 99. Keith Navidi coming in to make the tackle after a good pursuit and containment. A loss of 6 yards. Lots of folks coming in getting action now. Just a freshman out of California.
A lot of youngsters all lined up like a team portrait there for Cowan. He says, I don't like the look of that. Tries to escape the other way, but there are a few teams in the country that can run like Washington. Gary Pinkel says they're not just fast. They have what he calls elite speed. Says Miami has it, Florida State has it, and Washington has it. Those are the only 3 teams in the country.
Cowan breaking through all the way out to the 35-yard line, just a yard short of a 1st down, I believe. That's heartbreaking for him. Work that hard and then fall 1 yard short on 3rd down. It'll be 4th down. Oh, my goodness.
Once he gets past that defensive line, the play is very well blocked downfield. You saw 87 Vince Morrow downfield on Denonka Smith.
That's a shame. Great run by Cowan, and he falls 1 yard short. Those 15, they needed 16.
A lot of effort. The punt team is still asked to go on the field. Cowan says, what do I have to do?
Bino with another shot. He's really not had that many opportunities to pop one as he did against Arizona last week. Low, very low, off the side of his foot. And Borders' punt comes down at the 32-yard line of Washington. So while Borders didn't get the average up too well, 33 yards, he didn't allow Bino Bryant to carry the ball either.
Net 33, I think everybody to be happy with against Bino Bryant, averaging 15 yards this year. Was one of the top 2 or 3 punt returners in the country last year.
And he's 1st in the Pac-10 again this year, averaging, as you said, 15. Philip Bobo, Washington State at 14. So it's 1st and 10 for Mark Brunell, and the Huskies at their own 33 with 8:10 remaining in the third quarter. Huskies lead 34-zip. Brunell wanting to throw, now he can run. He's got Bruner up there to block for him and gets up to the 37, let's call it the 38-yard line. And that's where Big Mark's got to be careful, and he knows it.
He's a bright guy. He knows what he's had to go through these last 6 months to get to this point. He's not anxious to do it again.
You know, this is quite a sight. He's running out of bounds. I wonder if he comes up close to Coach Gary Pinkel at all, the man who worked so closely with Mark last year. Nah, I think Gary was farther downfield, but offensive coordinators practically live with their quarterbacks when it comes to preparation.
Pinkel also the quarterback coach directly.
2nd and 5. Leif Johnson, look at that. A couple of student bodies duking it out, and as they slowly roll towards the 41, maybe the 42-yard line, Johnson just short of the first down.
Looked like a scrum on this play. You can see just man on man, everybody goes, and then they get a lot of bodies in this pile. Husky offensive linemen trying to push it forward. Those Rocket defenders trying to push it backwards, and the pile just moves forward. Unfortunately, there's one player that does not come out of the pile, and that's Pete Caligas. Or is it Tom Gallagher?
It looks like Gallagher, 66.
Tom Gallagher.
He's the sophomore out of Puyallup. That is one area that the Huskies have been fairly fortunate this year, is injuries to their front line people. Let's try to keep an eye out for it, 66, and see if anyone rolled over on him.
One of the dangers of getting in these big piles like this is people are falling down from behind, from the sides. See, he's standing up, and the pile just falls on that left leg. Gallagher just trying to do his job, stay on his feet and keep people moving. Pile finds that left leg.
6'5", 270. Actually, he's up to about 290 now. How'd you like to feed him every morning, Mom and Dad? Go out to a farm out in Woodinville someplace and find a Holstein and just butcher it right there. That'll last him through the winter, maybe. 7:44 remaining in the third quarter, and it's 3rd down and 1 for the Huskies. Receivers, one to the left, one to the right. They go to the tailback. Big hole for Berry. Jay gets into Rocket territory down to the 47 of Toledo. Yard gain for Jay.
Jay Berry getting his chance to play some consistent play in the second half. Carry after carry after carry. Very well blocked by that number 2 offensive line. Jim Neville, Frank Garcia doing a great job in the middle. Jay Berry's 10 yards downfield before he even has to think about making moves.
Chad Brown with the tackle on 1st and 10. Leif Johnson, ooh, nifty moves as he pops into the secondary. Fumble. That's the ball, and Toledo comes up with it. Got a flag down back on the line of scrimmage.
Leif Johnson getting
holding on the offense. Penalty is declined. First down.
And it'll be Toledo ball.
Leif Johnson getting awfully nifty for a fullback. Does a good job until he forgets to hang on to the ball. He went over and tells Coach James, I'm doing my Napoleon Kaufman impersonation. Nifty moves, but sometimes the ball gets loose. A couple of nice cuts. So dangerous once you start getting backwards. That ball is exposed and you really start losing your leverage on it.
Jason Kelly, the man getting the loose ball, the left cornerback. So it's 1st and 10 from the 19. Rocket still trying to put something up on the board. Megger is the quarterback again. Number 13. Who started the game. 27, Casey Macbeth, the sophomore, carries. Macbeth averaging just over 3 yards per carry, and has not scored a touchdown yet this year.
There's only one player active for Toledo today that has scored a rushing touchdown, and that being Kevin Megger. We talked about they've only scored 6 touchdowns all year, and only 4 of them on the ground, and 3 of those players that have scored 3 of those are out today.
2nd and short. They only need 2 yards. Mostly second unit players defensively there now for the Huskies, and they're moving quickly on the kill. 47, Jamal Fontaine in there, along with Denonka Smith on the 1-yard gain.
Well played at the point of attack. DeMarco Forrest stacks it up.
did a great job. See the penetration by him?
Everybody else just keeps coming. Anytime you're a yard back in that offensive backfield, the whole timing of the play is thrown off from the offensive point of view. That back has to make moves before he's ready to do so.
3rd and 1. Quiet crowd. Mager on the option. Keeps it. Down he goes. I don't think he made it.
Outstanding close on the play by Lewis Jones.
It'll be close as Lewis closed in beautifully. Just a redshirt freshman. They do give it to him.
Looks like there's a lot more room for Mager right about here inside Toledo, and then Lewis Jones says, Number 1 gives him only 1 yard. Very good open field tackle.
Boy, from where he had to get. Well, okay, 1st down. 1st and 10 now on the 29-yard line. 3 wide receivers to the left. Gary beginning to spread it out a little now. Across the middle, had a man open. Good one. Marcus, number 4, who had 13 receptions coming in, was there. That's another area that people wonder about. A true passing team. How will the Husky secondary hold up? Well, so far quite nicely, thanks.
Hard to argue with the numbers that they've put up so far. They are giving up 191 yards a game against the pass, which sounds like a lot of yards. That's number 2 in the conference, number 6 in the country.
Second and 10.
Hard to complain too much when you're number 6 in the NCAA stats.
Yeah, number 3 overall in all total defense. Mager, little timing pass to Lejeski, too far as William Doctor, number 10, was defending.
One thing too about those totals, teams come in to face the Huskies and know that they're not going to be able to run the ball very effectively, and so they're throwing it 30, 35, 40 times a game. You're bound to give up some yards.
The wave is back in Husky Stadium.
Don said it was a quiet crowd. It's kind of like an NFL exhibition game. We're just kind of sitting here and watching because their season ticket package includes it.
That's right. Boy,
trying to generate some excitement amongst themselves to get the wave going.
3rd down and 10. Simrall goes in motion. The defense adjusts. Mager looking that side, and oh my goodness, Simrall was the man Mager intended to hit. Trouble is, he had those alligator fingers. You could see purple jerseys coming up, and you don't want to extend those arms too far.
Simrall also the man that Lewis Jones was looking to hit. Going to go one-on-one with Simrall. Ball falls to the turf.
Borders back to punt. High spiral. Nose comes over. Good little punt. Bryant. And the flag goes down. Check that. It was Russell Hairston carrying. Did he call a fair catch? And then, okay. There is a flag down, so let's see what that's all about. One-yard return by Hairston. 38-yard punt.
Slipping foul against the return team. 15 yards. 1st down.
You're also going to have a lot of backup players on those special teams. Mistakes are bound to be made. Coach James wants to get the inside scoop from the field judge.
Huskies have not scored here in the 3rd quarter. It was 34-zip at halftime. 4:51 remaining in the 3rd stanza. And keep in mind, you've got Don James going against, as we've said many times, Gary Pinkel, who for 12 years was the offensive coordinator for the Dogs. You just want to run it up against one of his students. 1st down and 10. Still at quarterback is Mark Brunell. Jay Berry on a little counter. Good job by number 24, Darren Anderson, slowing it up. And then finally, Dan Williams in there.
Great experience, as we've said before, for these young offensive linemen. Not very often have they actually been able to play in a game and have 3 or 4 consecutive series. Get into the flow of going out on the field, getting the job done, sit down for a while, come back out, try to get it done again. See here, they've gotten it done effectively for 189 yards rushing so far.
Pass to Mack, good up to the 22-yard line, where Anderson again is on the play, the cornerback. Gain of 5 yards. So it'll be 3rd down and 5. Mark Bruner, you see, their number 85, the freshman. We'll talk about it in a moment.
Just a rhythm passing game. Mark Brunell to Damon Mack. Good pursuit once again by Toledo.
Bruner, the tight end, number 85, with his first pass reception last week. Caught a 22-yarder against Arizona. And it was a huge thrill to get your first reception in major college football. 3rd down and 5. Brunell with 3 receivers to the left side. Looking deep, got a man right in the midst. But Damon Berry could not hold on. Darren Anderson defending, number 24.
Well thrown ball. Mark Brunell goes to the 2nd, 3rd, 4th receiver. Apparently should have gone to the 5th.
So they will punt again. 3:27 remaining. John Wardell back, and Joe Lejeski awaits the boot. Lejeski averaging about 9 yards per return. Great punt. Great punt. All the way back to the 20. Lejeski, he'll just go out of bounds at the 25. 55-yard punt for Mr. Wardell. You call him Mr. when he boots it that far. 3:17 remaining. 3rd quarter, the Dogs by 34.
The Ford Explorer has been a runaway bestseller ever since it was introduced. One reason? It has room in the back for all this gear. And with V6 power, 4-wheel drive, and rear anti-lock brakes, it'll get you up a mountain and down again. This Explorer also comes with practically everything but ski boots. And best of all, it has room inside for you and a bunch of big friends. Come on, guys, let's go. Newly, get over here. Come on, let's go. Come on. See it at your local Northwest Ford dealer. Fritz, you drive.
Milgard windows are energy efficient, designed and built to last a lifetime. Milgard windows in vinyl, aluminum, and wood designs redefine a mastery of craftsmanship the people of the Northwest have appreciated for more than 30 years. And of course, Milgard windows enhance the beauty and enjoyment of your home. Milgard windows, guaranteed for life.
Don Poyer along with Chuck Nelson. There's your time remaining in the 3rd quarter. 1st and 10. Look out. Here comes the old flea flicker and pressure galore. Megger, and he is intercepted by number 27, Dante Robinson. He's a junior out of Santa Barbara. Had 6 tackles coming into this game, so he's gotten some playing time, and now the big INT.
Attempted trickery. Macbeth back to Megger. I don't know who he's trying to throw it to. There, nobody in the picture, but Dante Robinson is wide open.
Yeah.
Ball right on the numbers.
Good for Dante. His first interception. He always has also had a tackle for loss coming into this contest in the first 4 games. 1st and 10 from the 35. Brunell wants to throw right away. Got a man wide. Now was Mark Bruner, the tight end we talked about just a moment ago. He's 1 for 2.
Put the kiss of death on him. The Poyer jinx. It's a well-thrown ball again by Mark Brunell. You have to be pleased if you're a Husky fan with Brunell standing in there and delivering the ball on target. Mark Bruner in the next 3.5 years is going to have plenty of opportunities to make up for that one in games a lot bigger than this one.
2nd down and 10. Shermonte Brooks wide to the right. Keep it on the ground. And inside the 35 to the 33 is Jay Berry. He picked up 3 yards on the play as the backup linebacker, Bill Bell, number 55, with the stop. Sophomore out of Warren, Ohio. 3rd quarter winding down. 2.5 minutes to go. Third down and 7. 3 receivers to the left side. No running backs. Berry gets the ball. And met and still alive. He's got lots of room now. He will go all the way Touchdown, Jay Berry, on a little improvising 32-yard play. It's not drawn up in the playbook that way, but they'll take it any way they can get it. Good job of keeping his feet.
See a lot of activity out there on the left side. He's taking some shots.
Cappy hit him hard.
Watch 85 right there. Mark Broner, we said he'd have a chance to make up for it. He does right there. Big block to sprint Jay Berry. Touchdown reception. His first of the year.
Crab's boot, and it is good. And the Huskies get their first 7 here in the second half. Timeout on the field, 2:13 remaining in the third quarter as the Huskies move it up to 41-zip.
If you bank with Seafirst, your money could be shipped off to California because that's where their home office is. But with Puget Sound Bank, you're doing business with a local bank that cares about this community. We even make a deposit to a fund to help stop pollution in the Sound every time you write a bank club check. Puget Sound Bank, the last major independent commercial bank left around here.
From Nike and its proud partner, Olympic Sports. This is the Nike Air Cross Trainer Low, the all-around cross-training shoe. Hey, Jerry, you get it? All-around shoe. I'm joking here with Jerry Rice, famous football star. Shoe for shoe, mile for mile, lap for... Ladies. Hey, Jerry, did you see those hoops? Remember who brought you this experience?
Thanks to some improvising by Jay Berry and some good blocking by Mark Bruner and company, the Huskies pick up their first touchdown of the second half and lead 41-zip. Marcus Goodwin from his own 1-yard line, looking to make something happen for Toledo, and he's doing a good job of it beyond the 30 to the 35 and finally to the 40, maybe the 42 3-yard line, as Goodwin with a fine effort on that 44-yard return. The drive for Washington in the meantime, not even as long as that, and time-wise, certainly quick. 3 plays, and the 32-yard touchdown run after the short reception by Jay Berry. 2:04 remaining in the third quarter. Don Poyer along with Chuck Nelson.
I think half of that last touchdown drive was Jay Berry on that one play. Took him, it's about a 15-second play by the time he catches it on the left flat, runs it all the way back around the right side, takes it to the end zone, 35 yards, 20 seconds.
They have brought Capon back in at quarterback, number 11, the sophomore. There's a timeout on the field right now. But let's look at that touchdown again and see if we can find number 85 on the right. It'll be on the right of your screen, I believe, on the block.
Once again, Jay Berry's run into a lot of rockets over there. Comes back, watch 85 right.
There.
Here. Hello, Mr. Kelly.
Jason Kelly.
both guys go down. You can see that there's nobody between Jay Berry and the end zone. There is.
And that is just a young 18-year-old freshman who's hitting like that. He's already noted for his blocking. He buried some people against Stanford in his first ever game.
The number 2 tight end playing a lot in that 2 tight end offense.
Well,
not just short yardage and goal line 2 tight end offense, but the Huskies and Keith Gilbertson, the offensive coordinator, will run that anywhere on the field to try to confuse the defense.
Coach Corrigan was very concerned going into that first game of the year, wondering, I'm using a true freshman to play a lot of football, and you never know how those youngsters are going to react. He played very well. They've been ecstatic over his play this year.
With Aaron Pierce graduating this year, Mark Bruner will be the guy before too long.
First and 10 on the 44-yard line after that return by Marcus Goodwin. Flagged down as number 27, the backup tailback, Casey Macbeth, carries. Macbeth with only 1 pass reception this year, so that tells you pretty much what his role has been. And that's to carry the ball and protect his quarterback.
Offside defense, 1st and 5.
not a lot of passing to the running backs for Coach Pinkel's team. You look at Andrews, he only has 1 reception. Steve Cowan with 6. And that's by far the most of anybody on Pinkel's team. So he's staying and basically utilizing his running backs for just that, as opposed to the Washington offense where anybody can catch the football.
Well, when you've got a tight end like Merrill, too, you want to get the ball to him. Obviously, one of the strengths of that Toledo offense is their tight end.
After the penalty in Washington, there's the play by Fontaine. Number 47, Jamal, coming up and meeting Capon before he could pitch or even think about it.
Meeting Capon before the pulling guard could even get out in front of him.
Got an injury, too. Webb, who is the
backup left tackle.
I was just going to say he's backup. Charlie Webb, the sophomore.
Much like the Tom Gallagher injury you see here. The play is over, and Charlie Webb is standing up, and the pile falls on him. See the big number 78 right there. Boom. Tommy Smith
might be his
forces him over the back of Keith Navidi, and that left leg is stuck in the turf.
It did not want to go in the direction that Tommy Smith was shoving him. Clean hit.
Borderline. Clean but unnecessary.
And play was still going. Minute 28 remaining in the third quarter. 2nd and 4 for the Toledo Rockets, and we'll be back in a moment.
Nightlife. Nightlife and beer. Gotta do it. Okay.
All right. Lonely nights and beer.
Yeah, lonely nights are cool. Oh, get this guy on the left. Hey, hey, buddy. Hey, you want to help us out here? Hey, hey.
Nice going.
Okay, what about mannequins and beer?
Put down the camera and step over to the car.
Pretty cool, huh?
Women's sports at the University of Washington just don't know when to stop. Get your tickets now. Sunday, October 20th, the Husky women's soccer team hosts the Whitman College Missionaries at Husky Stadium. Call 543-2200 for tickets and information.
Here's your time remaining here in the third quarter. 2nd down and 4. Capon to throw. Look out. Pressure on him. They get it to McDonald. Donaldson, as Craig gets it down to the 41-yard line. Keep in mind, Donaldson and company have not been able to get inside the 20-yard line of the Huskies.
Well, they're working their way towards that 20-yard line. Nice play by Capon. Not easy to roll out that way, turn your shoulders and throw. Donaldson with only his 3rd reception of the year. Say, Don, they don't throw to those running backs very often. That's why they call them running backs.
Probably true. Ball's on the 41 of Washington. 1st and 10. Clifford showing blitz. They do carry the ball. That's Macbeth again. Might have a fumble in there. Let's see. A lot of wiggling around going on. And it looks like possession will be retained by Toledo.
This program is authorized under television rights granted by the University of Washington. Any publication, reproduction, rebroadcast, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of Prime Sports Northwest is prohibited.
Third quarter is just about history. I don't know if they'll get a playoff or not. No, they will not. So 3 are in the books, 1 more quarter to go. And then the Huskies can start thinking very seriously about that Pac-10 race, because California awaits the Dogs down in Berkeley.
Women's sports at the University of Washington just don't know when to stop. Get your tickets now. Sunday, October 20th, the Husky women's soccer team hosts the Whitman College Missionaries at Husky Stadium. Call 543-2200 for tickets and information.
Our 6-inch meatball sub for $1.69 is 4 meatballs and Italian sauce. I've never been to Italy, but I know some people have. We bake bread here every day. I come in real early. Also, there's cheese, onions, everything. Just point and it's yours. This has hot peppers because it's mine. I like things spicy.
For 25 years, Subway has quietly made some of the best sandwiches anywhere. Like the 6-inch meatball sub. Only $1.69, only at Subway.
You're watching the Washington Huskies on Prime Sports Northwest, home of the Pac-10.
It is 2nd down and 10 for Toledo as we start the 4th quarter. 41-0 Washington as the 3rd-ranked Huskies move on to possibly a 5-0 record. More than likely, as the pass to number 9, Tim Williams, is incomplete. Total offense, 145 yards for Toledo, 41 yards rushing. That's the category everybody loves to watch, Chuck.
22 of those at halftime. So the Husky defense right on pace, 44 yards a game average up to this point. So they better crank it up in this 4th quarter. They're going to stay below that average.
Conversely, 462 yards for the Huskies. 3rd down and 10 after the incomplete pass. Pressure by Fontaine, and Capon does a good job of just unloading it.
Real heads-up play by Mike Capon there to unload it. Huskies hoping to get some minus yards in that rushing statistic total there. What am I trying to say there?
Here's how the 3rd quarter, those 15 minutes went. Passing yardage, the Huskies still going upstairs a lot and downstairs as well. All Washington.
462 yards thus far. 489 a game is their average.
Borders on the punt and looks pretty deep. It'll go into the end zone. So the Huskies will get it on the 20. A 41-yard boot by Brian Borders, who is just a junior out of Portsmouth, Ohio. He'll be back next year for Coach Finkel. And a cheer comes out, and that is because number 8, Napoleon Kaufman, who has already become a crowd favorite, is on the field. The young tailback who has carried the ball 24 times. He's averaging 4.7 yards per carry. By far, one of the most highly recruited running backs in the country, the Frosh Phenom, as you might say. 1st and 10, he's in the backfield. And he'll carry. First carry already for 10 yards as he gets out to the 30-yard line. The acceleration unbelievable as Tony Borgerding makes the stop.
One of those guys that can make a 10-yard run be one of the most exciting plays you've ever seen, because every time he touches the ball, you think he's going all the way. Napoleon Kaufman, only 170 pounds, but very strong. Good lower body strength. He's got such acceleration that even when he's in the middle, in the pile with those big guys, he's the one delivering the blows because he's going so fast.
Longest run of his brief career is 17 yards. He picked up 2 touchdowns last week against Arizona. 1st and 10, ball now on the 31. Here we go again. Nifty little move to get around one man. That being number 98, Jim Gant. The backup middle linebacker still picks up 2 yards. Gant is just a sophomore, hometown boy from Toledo. And Kaufman out of Lompoc, California. 2nd down and 8 for the Dogs. Damon Berry, another one of the wide receivers, still in there. This is amazing. As you see, in 75, the team scored only 196 points in all 11 games. And where they are already. Grinnell, get those knees out of bounds, would you? And he does. Everybody in the crowd just takes a big, deep breath. You can hear the gasp from up here.
He knows where the sideline is. He knows where the ground is. It's a good job there of finding them both. Trying to get the ball to the slot man right away. It's not there, and so Mark, flashing back to his old days, takes off quickly.
Darius Turner has just come into the game at fullback. So Kaufman and Turner are the people in the backfield. Interesting combination. 3rd down and 1. Turner goes in motion. Kaufman with the call and the first down. He's hogtied by number 99, Mark Ray. But he gets 4 yards for the first down.
Darius Turner in motion. Takes the outside linebacker out of the play. The inside people up front once again. Vell, Pearson, Garcia, and Peterson. Tom Gallery, here you see David Ilsley. Enough for the first down.
Turner noted for his blocking, and he's got some electricity behind him in Napoleon Kaufman. 1st and 10. Turner gets the shot. Gets up to the 48-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 6 after the 4-yard gain.
Nice to see Darius Turner back and playing fairly regularly for the Huskies. The starting fullback all of last year in the Rose Bowl championship season. A bad back, missed the first 3 games, has come back slowly, more plays each week. As this is the last non-conference game, you get into the heat of that conference season, you're going to need guys like Darius Turner.
2nd and 6. Flag does go down, and Napoleon Kaufman is hauled down, but all for naught. Looked like Gant might have gotten in there a little too quickly. Well, it might have been 89 indeed. Tom Lamb, the left defensive end.
See right here, just to the left of Frank Garcia.
Offside by the defense. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Throws off everybody's timing. First he's there too early, then he's there too late, then he's in the backfield.
I've got to make up for it. If I'm going to get the penalty, at least I want to get my TFL.
I'm going to keep playing.
Gary Pinkel's done a great job with this team, though, in its focus of this game. You've not seen cheap shots. You've not seen anything in a breaking of concentration. And that's what you expect to see, as you pointed out, Chuck. 2nd down and 1. And here he comes on the sweep. And down he goes after Jim Gant, number 98, tattoos him. And there is a flag down. Welcome to Division I football there, Napoleon. Might be a hold on the tight end, Mark Bruner. We'll see.
Watch here, the left of your screen. Mark Bruner with the takedown. Number 85 can't see it, but you will see Napoleon Kaufman taken down. We said that they're still concentrating. They're still hitting, too.
Yeah, Gant.
Obviously, Gant got a running start. Saw 170 pounds airborne. He
took care of his elbow, too.
Took care of that airborne part.
Napoleon realizing it isn't all wine and roses.
there's some downside to this game, too.
2nd and 10. No gain, of course, the penalty. Interception right to Gant. Gant's taking over this game for Toledo. The big hit on Kaufman, and then now the interception as Mark Brunell tried to get it across the middle. Jimmy Gant may earn himself a starting position on this team if he keeps up that kind of play.
Mark Brunell obviously doesn't see Gant at all. Focused on Damon Berry all the way. Gant doesn't do anything but take his normal pass drop for the middle linebacker. All of a sudden the ball's right between the 9 and the 8. Flashes back to his high school fullback days. High knees, bend over, run hard. See, that's his first of the year.
So it's 1st and 10 on the 38-yard line of Washington. Still, Toledo trying to get inside the 20 of Washington's side of the field. The pass to Simra well short, and to the left, William Doctor defending.
Getting to the point in the game where you really start worrying about people getting hurt. Play getting a little bit sloppier.
And you've still got 11 and a half minutes to go. Well, not only is that number impressive, it's the overall second half.
Only 7 points given up by Washington in the second half all year. That on the 2-yard drive by Nebraska after the fumbled Bean O'Brien punt, and now he's been through 12 quarters without giving up a touchdown.
The draw to Nelson as the flag goes down. He gets to the 35-yard line. Damon Nelson, another backup tailback, who was instrumental. You see the call against Toledo. He was instrumental in that win over Ohio University last week for Gary Pinkel and the Rockets.
Holding. Offense.
So Pinkel's team will back up to the 48-yard line of Washington. Huskies simply incredible. They're now going to be 99 points for and 7 against in second half play in 1991. That's unbelievable.
It's hard to make up a number like that and get somebody to believe it.
You can never say, you know what they're going to do in the first 5 games?
They're going to score 100 points before anybody else scores any on them almost.
Second down and 20 following the holding penalty. On the rollout, Capon can't find anybody up from behind. A fumble. Let's see what they call. I believe Capon was down after the push and the rush by Mike Darrell. Mike, number 37, just a redshirt freshman from Federal Way.
A lot of time to throw the ball, but nobody to throw it to. And as you said, they just keep coming. That's why Mike Darrow is the guy. Ball does come out, but stays in the possession of the Toledo Rockets.
That's his first tackle for loss, and it's amazing how this defense looks more and more to the tackle for loss rather than just regular tackles, which is good enough for most teams.
Well, they play so aggressively. You send so many people, you've got a lot of people in the backfield.
Josh Moore almost with the interception against Lujeski, number 28. Moore has check it, 2 interceptions in 1991.
The jump ball situation, Capon just doesn't quite get enough on it to get it out to Lujeski. Josh Moore and Lujeski just going to battle for it. Nice play by Lujeski. You see, he just reaches out with one hand and grabs a hold of Josh Moore with the left, swats at the ball with the right.
Punt by Borders from the 10. And Hairston gets out to the 17-yard line. Looking back at the game, it's been, well, the first half belonged to Mario Bailey. 170 yards and 3 touchdowns. Hobart passing effectively. Remember, he didn't have 200 yards passing last week, and of course was injured. Toledo being held to under 40 yards rushing, and Washington with 491 total yards.
Not too bad.
And it could have been worse. I mean, Don James has clearly brought in the backups early, and they're getting some valuable game time.
This has been throttled down since late in the second quarter.
Kaufman carries out beyond the 20. Picked up 4 yards. So it'll be 2nd and 6. And guess who on the stop again? Jim Gant, the backup middle linebacker. He's been fun to watch.
How many 98s do they have on that defensive side of the ball?
I'm beginning to wonder.
Let's count the 98s in that huddle, because at the end of the play, there's an awful lot of 98s around.
You know, he only had 7 tackles coming into this game. 3 of those unassisted. He is making a name for himself.
That middle linebacker position, one that gets a lot of tackles.
Eric Bjornsson, of course, in at quarterback now for Brunel. And Kaufman on the carry again. So it'll be 3rd down and 4. As these young pups get more time.
Bjornsson with a chance to play earlier in the season as well. That was the number 2 quarterback until Mark Brunel healed up 2 weeks ago and has seen limited time since. But Huskies keep winning by 40, 45, 54 points. Your number 3 quarterback is going to see some time.
3rd down and 4. Bjornsson. Couple of bats by Darius Turner. Didn't get the mitts on it. He caught a few passes last year. They like to use him coming out of the backfield. Maybe not quite as deep a pattern.
He's a pretty versatile player, an outstanding blocker, good inside runner, particularly on the cutback. Almost makes the great catch here. Has 2 chances at it. Unable to haul it in as Bjornsson's throw a little high to get over the coverage man. Too high also for the receiver.
Wardell with a 55-yarder on his last attempt. Flag down. Short wobbly punt. And Lujeski calls the fair catch at the 48. little motion on the part of the Huskies. So I think they'll probably back them up.
Not a very
no
long
play.
punt.
Dead ball, false start on the offense. Offensive lineman picked up.
They'll punt again.
Once the guy moves before the ball is snapped, the play doesn't happen. The whistle is supposed to blow anyway. So Wardell has had a warm-up, hoping to improve on his 29-yard effort. There, he is kicking into what little wind there is on the floor of the stadium. Done a good job. 49.3 coming into today's game. Like you said, Don, a 55-yarder. A couple of good ones today.
Yeah, the big thing that Don James was worried about was his quickness at getting the ball away. It's not quite as quick as Billy Joe is, but he's got the leg. Again, 4th down. Good distance, a little low. Let's see if Lejeski can return it. Maybe not.
Nope. And there's your answer.
From out of the blue, Steve Springstead comes in. And Prime Sports Northwest is proud to present the Rainier and Rainier Light Play of the Game. That came in the first half on this 70-yard touchdown pass from Billy Joe Hobart to Mario Bailey. The juggling, the volleyball act as he holds on and scampers the remainder and comes up with 1 of 3 touchdown passes and receptions. The play of the game was brought to you by Rainier and Rainier Light. Around here, it's Rainier. 1st and 10 for Toledo. Capon wanting to go with a rhythm pass, looks for his tight end, Vince Merrill, and knocked away by Steve Springstead, the man who came in out of nowhere. That was literally purple rain coming down on Lejeski.
A little pre-sip on Lejeski there. That time Springstead there to knock the ball away on the potential reception.
And as expected, most of the damage by Washington done in the early going. Get it done, get the lead up there, then let the other people play and get some game experience. 5 straight incompletions now by Toledo. 2nd down and 10. His release man covered. Boy. Number 47, Jamal Fontaine. You can thank him for personally and almost single-handedly messing up that play.
Well-read screenplay. Fontaine in the right place. DeMarco and Farr. Jamal Fontaine telling each other all about it. 6 in a row now missed by Capon in the Rocket offense.
Your old teammate just came in. Hugh Millen. How you doing, Hugh? We'll get a mic on you here in just a minute so we can chit-chat for a while.
It is bye week for the New England Patriots.
Yeah.
Hugh, the starting quarterback, we're glad to say, for the Patriots, playing very well. Back in his hometown, the former Roosevelt Teddy.
3rd down and 10. Capon throws outside to one of his backup fullbacks and carries a host of Huskies. That being number 43, someone very deep, Ben Tomba, as he got it. Hugh, now you're wired. Good to have you with us.
Yeah, good to be here. Got a couple days off, and it's great to come here and see a game.
They have the bye, and then you're what? You're playing what? Minnesota next
week? Come back to play Minnesota, yes.
How you playing?
Well, we're struggling. We were 1-15 last year, and trying to get some continuity. But we got a good new staff and a lot of young guys. And I think we're heading in the right direction. But there's no struggles here with the Huskies. That's
Could you make this team, Hugh?
Unbelievable.
Oh, I think you could. Here it's 4th down. They're going for it. I don't think he made it. Not even close. As the possession will go for Washington. Josh Moore, number 7. And Fontaine, a couple of them saying no need to even think about it. Here are the NFL starters right now that come from the university. And Hugh, you are one of those, of course.
Well, we got Warren Moon, of course, has established his place in the league. And,
has he ever?
Chris and Kerry had a heck of a preseason with the Redskins. Saw him a couple times, and he's just biding his time.
That bothers a lot of people that he's backing up a Cougar, of course.
That's right.
So things are settling down. The franchise back there. You got Sam Jankovic now as the new president and GM of the franchise. Are things looking on the up and up?
Whoa.
That was Napoleon Kaufman, the first one.
Napoleon, everybody's holding their breath as he gets the ball. So Yeah, you know, Sam Jankovic, another former Cougar, and he's turning things around, and Dick McPherson, who had been in Syracuse, and so I think that the team, as I said, heading in the right direction.
It's kind of nice to see you get your chance to play. Been in the league a while, played pretty well in your starts with Atlanta last year. Now you're in a situation where they need to win right away, so they're going to play the best guy.
As we watch Bjornsson.
We got a new play-by-play guy. There's Darius Turner. As he
I don't want to steal his thunder.
To the 42. Okay, go ahead, Hugh.
Yeah, we came back, and our defense has been really playing well, and it's offensive. We've had some struggles getting some continuity, but I think that as we come back against the Vikings, things are looking up for us.
Well, go ahead, you can do the color now if you want. You've done the play-by-play.
Well, he had a zone read there, and he had an out route, and the linebackers appeared to get depth, so he hit the check down, and good read for him.
Did you get that, folks? It was zone depth. They got check down, and you got it all right there. And that's what was going through Eric Bjornsson's head. And that's how you do it, is Turner turned it into a 10-yard gain. So it's 1st and 10. Kaufman again. How'd you like to hand off to a guy like Kaufman there, Hugh, when you were playing at college ball?
You know, I talked to the staff yesterday, and they're real excited about him. And I know in talking with the fans here, you know, he's the kind of guy that can by the time he gets done, maybe an All-American candidate or at least. So I'm glad to see him getting his repetitions, and like to see him with the first unit.
We should keep in mind, too, that the Huskies now off to a 4-0 start. That's the best since the '84 team, and you were a part of that when you went on to win the Orange Bowl, Hugh. Kaufman with 29 yards so far, by the way.
Well, this
2nd down at 7. Kaufman again, going a long ways, but not north and south.
I think this team is a good couple notches superior to the team we had. I think defensively we were at a par with this team, but offensively this team. They're really capable, and you know, 41 points here, and 36 points is the least they've scored.
What would you think? You're moving around the country. You see a lot of football. Of course, you're concentrating in the NFL, but your gut feeling how this team would compare with a Florida State or a Miami right now?
Well, back in the East Coast, you hear a lot about the Southeast Conference, and here we are watch Bjornsson getting great time, and
we'll watch it at home.
Oh.
Bruner with a good catch, the freshman. Nice grab. As the youngster from Aberdeen comes up with another grab. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, I really feel that that if the Huskies were to play Florida State, that the home team would probably, if you had to bet your last dollar, the home team would win that game. And I think that if Florida State were to come in here today, I feel in my heart that they'd have gone home with their first loss.
All right, you heard it here, folks. Hugh Millen knows. He is the prophet when it comes to rating college football teams. Darius Turner on the carry, getting again some more work out as time winds down. 5:10 remaining here in the 4th quarter. Hugh, it's really great to have you up here and stick around, but it's gosh, just a pleasure to have you around. You're probably gonna hit every booth here in Husky Stadium before it's over.
Well, it's my pleasure to be here, and I just wish the Huskies all the best of luck as the rest of the season.
Good luck to you too.
I'm sure there's a lot more Patriot fans in the area than there were before this season too.
Well, I appreciate that too, Chuck.
Good to see you.
Okay.
Good to see you. 4:46 remaining. 2nd down and 8. Kaufman hops over one man, but no gain.
Napoleon Kaufman not getting a whole lot of help in this drive.
So great to see a guy like Hugh Millen come out of the university, saw probably the highs and the lows to win an Orange Bowl, then to lose to Oregon State the following year here in Seattle. Always had a highly rated arm, kind of knocked around in the NFL for a while, and now with a great opportunity with New England.
Well, Hugh's professional career has been very similar to what his career in college. Goes to Roosevelt High School, plays a little bit his senior year, goes down to junior college.
And on 3rd and 8, it was Napoleon Kaufman with the first down and down to the 12-yard line. 13-yard gain.
That's what we like to see out of Napoleon Kaufman. You can see the pass dropped by the offensive lineman. Then they turn into run blockers. Napoleon Kaufman turns into a runner. Once again stumbles. I think he tackles himself just about as often as somebody else tackles him. His feet are so quick that sometimes they get tangled up. One's going one way and one's going the other.
1st and 10. Ball on the 13. Turner. Or in that case, you would call it the first man on the option. And the quarterback is second, and the tailback is third for Don James offense. Gain of 4 yards for Darius.
The return to my Hugh Millen's story. Goes down and plays junior college ball in California, decides he wants to try major college ball back in his home city. Comes back, ends up starting and leading a team through an Orange Bowl victory. Same thing in the NFL. L.A., Atlanta, knocks around a little bit. A great opportunity to start in New England as Eric Bjornsson scores 6 more for the Huskies.
9-yard TD run for Eric Bjornsson, his first touchdown as a Dog. 9-yard TD.
Short yardage option play, turns it upfield. Look at Bruner once again with a great block. Shermonte Brooks also the wide receiver with a good block. Not a whole lot to do for Eric Bjornsson, but run fast.
That may have been Bruner again walling off that corner, Chuck. Beautiful job. Can't even catch his breath. It's got a hold for Jason Crabb. The boot is up, and it is good. So the score goes up another 7 notches to 48-0 with 3:03 remaining. Billy Joe Hobart there, the first to congratulate his fellow quarterback.
We at Osborne McCann are very excited about our 1992 Cadillacs. We feel that we now have the car that's going to keep our offshore competition awake at nights. We invite you to share the premiering at our showroom of the Seville STS, and the Eldorado. Distinctly different cars, all representing a new American design with international flavor. We feel that we have the car of the year here at Osborne McCann Cadillac. Come in and test drive it. We think you will agree.
No finance charge for 1 year on TVs, appliances, and stereos.
You heard it right. 0% financing for 1 year at Everett, Linwood, Seattle, Renton, and Tacoma stores.
Whirlpool washers, Whirlpool dryers, and Whirlpool refrigerators all on sale.
Other pluses are locally owned, next-day express delivery, and no lemon policy.
People are coming from all over.
You deliver to Memphis, baby? Whoa! I won't be undersold.
The last few minutes in this one as Washington leads 48-zip, 3:03 remaining. And folks, this is the last of the easier opponents, you might say, on this schedule. It's all Pac-10 opponents from here on out, starting with California down there in Berkeley next week. 12:30, and boy, that's going to be some kind of football game. Goodwin scoots around, has a little more room, gets past Lewis Jones, and then finally knocked out of bounds. Goodwin showing some pretty good speed.
Splash down in Lake Washington for the Toledo Rockets.
Oh, our producer Michael Odino.
He's been saving that one all day.
He worked on it since Sunday night last weekend, I'm sure. 2:53 remaining in the game.
It doesn't look like the Huskies are going to get to 50 today. But 5 of their last 10 games coming into today, they've gone over 50. 2 of those other games were 46 and 46. So you're looking at 8 of the last 11 games have been over 45 points for a team that's known for its defense.
There it is. Well, and Hugh Millen pointed it out. Yeah, we may have had a defense on the same par as this one, but the offense is unbelievable. Macbeth on the last carry, and Darrow on the stop.
If this score holds, it will count as the 5th most lopsided win for Don James here at Washington. 48-0 over Bowling Green back in 1986. Currently
Macbeth
the number
again
5.
up good for the first down. Are you still talking now? Keep going. Go ahead. People at home are taking notes on this, Chuck. Keep going.
I could run down the top 5 list. It could be like David Letterman if I get a drum roll, please. But anyway, this is one of the biggest, at least in terms of margin of victory. But then again, the Huskies are averaging almost 40 points a game margin of victory coming into today. This will take them over 40 points a game as an average.
On 1st and 10. Macbeth again, and he's saying enough is enough. This time Steve Springstead made the stop.
To mix my Shakespearean metaphors. Macbeth is saying, wherefore out there, sideline?
California, as we said, next week. Then the Huskies come home to play Oregon. That's always a bloodbath. We know that. And Arizona State, a much, much improved team, especially defensively. Then the trip to Los Angeles, then to Corvallis, and then home against Washington State. And where the Huskies will be at that point, we'll see. And where will Florida State, and where will Miami be? Pass no good with 1:06 remaining in the ball game. Steve Springstead defending. As far as who will not be playing against who, Washington misses UCLA, which is much to the disappointment of the Huskies and the players. They would love to get even.
Next year as well.
Yeah.
Washington and UCLA do not play, but you see the other Pac-10 contenders, California does not play the Cougars. USC does not play Oregon State.
3rd and 10. Capon again to throw. Why not? Go deep. As he goes for number 14, Tom Boyd, who is one of their kickoff returners, one of the burners. And Capon has gotten a lot of playing time today. Tough place to be initiated in major college football.
It's a great experience, though,
these
for a
kids
team
won't
like
forget it.
Toledo. Come out and play in front of 70,000 people instead of the 30,000 at home. When they tee it up next week against Bowling Green, they'll know that they can play competitively and hard, at least against the best.
Napoleon Kaufman takes it on the 24, breaks some tackles all the way up to the 37-yard line. That may have been his best effort of the day.
It's his first punt return of the year.
16 yards, 37-yard punt.
You can see, first thing he does is make sure he catches it. Then he splits a couple of people, breaks a couple of tackles. You see that strong lower body that we talked about driving through those arm tackles by Toledo. Once again, though, football is like any other sport. You can only get better by playing against people that are as good or better than you are. Toledo certainly had that opportunity today.
Nakani, a quarterback. Eugene Harris carrying, 41 seconds remaining. So Nakani getting a workout.
Second action of the year. Got some time last week against Arizona. Coming through the season as a number 4 quarterback, you don't figure you're going to get a whole lot of playing time. Kind of nice for these young guys to see the field.
Tom will engineer the offense for the last 20 seconds here. Maybe they can get one more play off. Folks are well on their way out the tunnels and heading home on this still sunny, incredibly beautiful Saturday afternoon in Seattle. Last play, and it's a 2nd and 9. And carrying the ball, number 24, Sean, check that, Atika Huckabee, number 24. And that's going to do it. Washington moves to 5-0. And now they've got an ever so important date with the California Berkeley Bears. And this is quite a sight. For the first time ever, Don James going against one of his former assistants. A lot of the Husky players coming up to Gary, congratulating him. Has to be an emotional moment for Gary Pinkel and all those offensive players and defensive. There's Steve Empman congratulating him as well.
It's hard to come back. It's fun to come back, but it's always hard to come back. Gary Pinkel so close to so many of these players. He helped recruit a lot of them, including Steve Empman.
Very much so. That's quite a sight, folks. There's Billy Joe Hobart.
You won't see many visiting coaches greeted so well by the Huskies after a game.
And there they are, Don James and Gary Pinkel. Got to be a proud moment for Don James and for Gary too. Final comment after this.
Football on Prime Sport Northwest is brought to you in part by Rainier Beer.
This one's in the record books as Washington notches up its 5th win of the year. Again, 0 defeats. As for Toledo, they'll go 2-2-1, and they go back home to take on Bowling Green. The Huskies, they head down south to take on the California Golden Bears, winners of Oregon, we assume at this point anyway. Final comment there, Mr. Nelson?
No surprises today. Washington came out and took care of business after the interception offensively on the first series. Came back and scored touchdowns on their next 5 drives to put the game over with in the first half. 34-0 at halftime. 548 total yards for Washington. That's for a team known for its defense. That's making the ball move up and down the field.
Defense didn't do too badly either, despite some early turnovers by the Huskies. Offensively, Toledo never penetrated to within the 20-yard line of the Huskies. We've got the player of the game we would like to point out here, and that award belongs to Mario Bailey. 6 receptions, 170 yards, 3 touchdowns. As you see, now is first with all-time 17 career touchdown receptions. His 170 yards today moves him into 5th all-time in receiving yardage, passing a very famous name when it comes to Rose Bowl, Spider Gaines. So Mario Bailey's legacy continues to grow and grow and grow. Our next television game, don't miss the Huskies in action on Sunday, October 20th, 8 o'clock, when they battle the California Golden Bears, only on Prime Sports Northwest. And coming up, stay tuned for Muscle Sport USA here on Prime Sports Northwest. Our thanks to our statistician, Stacy James, our spotter, Katie Poyer, and our stage manager, the one and only Rob Nielsen. For Chuck Nelson, I'm Don Poyer. Again, the final, 48-zip, the Huskies heading for California. See you next week. Husky football on Prime Sports Northwest has been brought to you by Rainier. Around here, it's Rainier.
Watching Prime Sports Northwest, home of the Washington Huskies.
If you're one of those people who are the first on the hill in the morning and the last off at night, while you're looking for the steepest, the deepest, and the bumpiest, then you were born to ski. I'm Warren Miller, and last winter our camera crews traveled the world over to shoot about 100 hours of movies to bring you our latest feature-length ski film, Born to Ski. We'll do some shredding with Craig Kelly on the North Island of Japan. And if you haven't ridden a snowboard yet, I think you should, because there's a lot of things you can do on one you can't do on skis. Japan's a long way from Europe, about a dozen time zones no matter which direction you go. And when you ski in Yugoslavia, you can kick back and enjoy the great hills and low prices. A week costs about the same as a day at most major resorts in the rest of the world. And in Yugoslavia, John and Dan Egan skied a lot of slopes that had never been skied before. Born to Ski will take you to Verbier in Switzerland to make turns in 2 feet of new powder snow on the 19th of April. And if you can't get away for a long vacation in the winter, we'll take you to Portillo, Chile in July to ski above 12,000 feet with Kevin Andrews and Dan Egan. Cliff jumping is like bungee jumping, only without the bungee. Ski is our 42nd annual feature-length ski film. And you never know what you're going to see today's winter warriors doing. Snowboarders are jumping out of airplanes at 14,000 feet.